Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another stream, ladies and gentlemen. A-Listers is back, baby. Episode 72 of the A-Listers is here. Some people have their camera switched off. Some people have OBS on, as per usual. You get me? Because they're full of BS. Make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel if you're yet to do so. All you incredible, amazing people, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Today, we have an elite panel for you guys. A-Listers is in the building. You get me? One of my favorite shows of the week to make. So, yeah, big up all of you. Why is this mic so close to my fucking face? Anyway, joining us first and foremost, he beat Newcastle by 4-0. Unexpected result. You get me? Massive fraud, but he's here. Vator is in the building. Hi, Vator.
What it is. How you doing, man? Massive fraud was my introduction. Wow.
Oh, wow. Like, oh, you're going to take offense to the word fraud? Like, as if, like, I haven't called you that 300 million times already. Yeah, you are a big fraud. Is this a shock?
All right, takes one to know one.
Why are you acting so surprised?
It's all good. It takes a
Why are
fraud.
you acting so like, oh, he called me a fraud? Wow, like I've never called you a fraud before. You are a fraud.
No, you called me one, but I'm not one. But I hear you. It's gonna be a fun show. We got some things to talk about. I know you're. I know this leopard in the tree is actually. You know when you manifest things, when you actually put things out in the world, and it comes true. That's what you've been doing because your
fellow Canadian is calling you the king of frauds. Can you imagine?
Because I lead them or because I am one of them. There's a difference.
Wow.
I'm CIA, so I'm able to influence them.
I'll leave that for Gonzo to answer, you know?
Right.
Jacob, can you switch on your camera? You're supposed to be top row. You won this week, you bum.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, this bum won and he has his camera off. He's probably taking a shit right now. Anyway, joining us on the channel is the man, the myth, the OBS. Man like Jacob is in the building. Big up, Jacob. You get me? So... I'll ask you a question, Vator.
Yeah.
Which is the biggest loser?
Ooh,
Chelsea losing 3-0 to Brighton or United losing 1-0 to Spurs?
It's the Chelsea's the biggest loser. Chelsea is.
I agree.
Bro, I'm not used to being introduced this early. My bad. I'm still.
Yeah, because you won, bum.
Bro, I have child food remnants all over my shirt, so I need to change my shirt. I'm sorry.
Wow, you're playing the child card right now?
Yeah, he's playing the child card.
Vator,
Wow.
you play the child card. You're late for every show. You leave early for every show. You're in and out of every show because of your children. But I say I need 5 seconds just to change my shirt because my kid decided that their cereal belonged on my shirt after they chewed it all up.
Your kid's going to watch this show in the future and be like, Daddy threw me.
Yeah, Dad exposed me. That's crazy.
They can hold that as far as I'm concerned because we won.
Big up Jacob Jr., future Liverpool captain. Joining us next on the channel, the guy that Jacob slapped. He's here. Moncler Moyes. You get me? Strikes once again. Guys, he has 8 losses in 12 games. 8 losses in 12 games. I ain't even gonna lie. I'll be honest with you, that's actually mad. But Shik is in the building. Hi, Shik.
Yeah, big up you guys. I'm here just so that I don't get fined, man. It is it's becoming a thing where I'm just here so that Hassam doesn't find me, man. I'm here. It's really it. I'm 15th in the league. Yeah.
We're 15th. We're 15th.
We are 15th. Like we are 15th. This is the reality. We are 15th in the league. We lost to Spurs. Our players are missing 1v1 chances, and our fan base is kind of turning on the manager.
Losing the Spurs is nothing new. You've been doing that all year. All right, different manager, same result.
Wow.
Chester reigns supreme. You should know that too, Vader. So put some respect on my damn football club.
You're like 14th in the league. It was literally a mid-table. It was like a bottom of the.
We're not 14th. You hanging out down there with 14th. We're 12th. Hey, it's brighter up here, baby. It's bright. The light is brighter up here. I understand. You sandwiched between what, Everton and Wolves now. Yeah, I know it's dark down there. I was there, but guess what? We back up. But put some respect. You're acting like it's so surprising we lost to Spurs. You ain't beat us in 3 years. What you talking about?
Right. But still, you're 12th. It was a bottom of the table clash, which it showed. The game showed itself that it was. But yeah, man.
Hey, man. Some say when you turn the lights off, it all feels the same, right? 3 points.
People are saying in the chat, stop being sad. You guys are not
You don't
respectful.
ask me, Vator.
You are not. You have not like been 2 years in a row literally in the mud like my club has. Like we were terrible last season, had our worst ever Premier League season last year.
Terrible.
We're on par to beat it this season. So it is what it is, man.
It's kind of like all relative, though. I know you were terrible, but it's...
men are telling me not to be sad. What am I supposed to be? Like, what am I supposed to be? All you guys, whenever you guys talk about title races, I'm just not part of the conversation. You guys talk about competing, I'm not part of this conversation.
that was your childhood, though. Now it's our turn.
It's whatever, childhood, whatever. I just want to see things be better, man. 15th in the
Do you
league.
have preferred to be successful in your childhood or your adulthood?
Be honest.
Adulthood, definitely in my adulthood, for sure. Definitely. Especially in this content era. Me doing content creation as well, winning.
Even if you weren't a content creator, like think about it from like a work perspective, life perspective. Because there's pros and cons. Because when you were a child and you lost the game, you felt like the world ended. It was different.
Now, but at the same time, like when I was a child, like I didn't have all these other responsibilities and just life in general, and I can actually look towards the team for something bright, you know. But that's clearly not the case. I look towards 15th. I look up and above, and I see the likes of Ipswich and Everton. By the way, we play Everton next.
Woo!
With the way that they played against Liverpool.
Moyes,
oh yeah, well done.
Moyes
well
and
done.
Young coming back to haunt you. That's gonna be beautiful.
Speaking
well
of
done,
coming back to haunt, the last member until Egal joins, Hertziller, or however he's pronounced, has haunted Lewis twice. And why do we need Vel to make an intro? Sometimes the intro makes itself. Just a quick watch along of the watch along. Let's look at Lewis's reaction to the third goal. Sorry for the post career, Lewis. I love you. Sorry because your face looks mad over there. But yeah, anyway, this is Lewis' reaction to the third goal.
For one fucking hell, Paul Will. Get up! What are you get back?
He's jogging.
Look at the space! Get back!
You son of a bitch! 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 We just watched it!
Fuck this Tom.
We just watched it!
Yo, sell this man. Get him out.
We just watched it!
He just walked. He just walked back.
How about
all
not
these
like
center
video? That's
back
good.
need to be going.
Oh, fuck. We just watched
You
it!
saw each one is as fucking bad as the last. Colwyn, what are you pointing at now, you prick?
Trying to blame
I can't even laugh. That's the funniest part. I'm not even.
Tom gets too much joy out of this, man. It's crazy.
You know, genuinely the funniest part is when it goes like, "What are you pointing at, Colwyn? You prick!" And that sent me right there. But anyway, man, like Lewis is the building. Hi, Lewis.
At least you hit the like on that video. Thank you. But yeah, it's good to be back. Brighton's bitches and all of that shit. Smash the likes, all of that. Get that piece of shit off the screen, Jacob. And yeah, big up everyone.
I realized my
by the
shirt
way.
smelled bad, so I needed to change my shirt again.
Get your picture of him in the United game with his fucking highlight of the season. Hurry up.
Which United game?
The home game. I know which picture you're gonna wheel up.
Who, me?
No, not you, not you. Hassam.
I can't even find the fucking Poch pic. Where is it?
What's
Oh,
Jacob?
wow. That
Wow.
one's
Wardrobe
bottled
changes. What's
Just
going on?
standard Poch.
Bro, I'm sorry. I put that shirt on. It was here in my half dirty, half clean pile on the chair. That my wife tells me is an atrocity to mankind. And I picked it up, I put it on, and then I was like, I think I need to change my shirt. So that one's going to the
which
full
section
dirty.
we doing first? Because I might need to leave in an hour. Yep, that's the United one.
Oh,
the
that's the
United
one.
That's highlight of his season.
Yeah.
It's a tough game, so
It's rough out here.
we're up to.
We'll start us off, even if you have to go at the 30-minute mark. We'll start us off with the United Spurs so we can get the two shit clubs out the way first, and then we'll take
I was gonna say, I'm fine if we want to do Chelsea first. I'm used to.
No.
Let's get this done, man.
I got a long ass tangent I need to go
Dude,
off on.
let's just get this.
Yeah,
over.
don't worry. I got you. I promise you we're going to let you start.
Let's get it
do that.
done.
Just heard about Salah being interviewed by Mark Daniels. Salah outsmarted him. Power to him. Who the hell is Mark Daniels, and what is this thing that people are talking about? Mark Daniels.
Mm.
Salah doing interviews. It's usually not a good thing.
A player got interviewed. Crazy news.
Hey, Shik, I got a question for you.
Someone need to send me the link to this interview. Can we wait, Jacob? Can we wait, please?
Oh,
Just 1
okay.
second.
I gotta
Thank
wait
you.
for my question. Okay, I'll just.
No, you don't have to wait for the question because you're going to start the section off because you're the champion of this game. Imagine we signed Colwell.
Ainchester, you mean?
Yeah, champion of the game, as I said. Imagine we signed
Vator,
Colwell in
hold that.
2023. Hussam, I can't lie to you. Didn't Chelsea want 73 million for him as well? I swear.
Yeah, something crazy like that. But if you had him next to Van Dijk, it would be a different story. So
I agree with you because then he could be able to do the fighting stuff and all that now with Van Dijk. But like 73 million is still a lot, I'll be honest with you. He's probably worth maybe around.
Yeah, but that's that English tax, isn't it?
That's heavy English tax. That's like
if
Queen
Bayern
tax.
buy him, they're not. We wouldn't ask for that much.
Yeah,
That's not Liverpool's buying model.
I agree. Anyway, Vator, you don't need to do the slide digs every week. Let me rest. Okay? Let me rest. Every week you do the slide digs trying to do FSG prop. I will fly to Canada right now and I'll burn down the Raptor Stadium. Big up to all of you guys. Make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are
That's
subscribing.
really all they got
Raptor
out there, except
Stadium.
for Moose.
Yeah, they had to do so. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. This guy's slide digs. Anyway, like and subscribe, chat. All these guys' channels is in the description. Please do give them a subscribe as well. Carefree Lewis G, United Spurs of America, Shik TV, Vator Games, and Egal will be joining us. His channel is also in the description. Egal talks football.
Hussam says I'm a fraud, and then he doesn't want me to say fraudulent things. Come on.
Exactly. So don't get upset when I call you a fraud. Anyway,
Let me do my thing.
man like Jacob. Once
Howdy.
again, another slapping. Talk to me, brother.
Well, you know, it's becoming an inevitability almost when we go and play anything that, you know, revolves around Manchester as a city, because whether we're there, whether they come here, it really don't matter. The same result. It's just like when Ainge gets on the phone with a potential new signing, you know, it just says "Hello, mate," and then it's ours. They're on the next flight out. And speaking of flight out, I know Saeed was looking for a way out because he was flying. He was trying to get out of the country. So that was fun. Nothing like a little Saeed fun. I always like seeing people like Saeed's reaction. You know, these big United creator reactions to losing to Tottenham because you know they just think like it shouldn't happen, but then it does happen. It's quite entertaining. You know, like Vator squirming around thinking that he's safe because we won this, we won that, but you ain't safe, Vator. All right, it's Manchester too. Yeah, everything I say about Manchester applies to you as well. But in regards to the game yesterday, Jet Spence, I've been saying for weeks, if we had 15 Jet Spences, we'd win every single game, and we go undefeated. And we would have won versus Liverpool, we would have won versus Villa, and been on all of them 3 competitions that I still wanted to be in. But we don't have 15 Jet Spences. We only have 1, and it's unfortunate, but it's the life that we've been dealt. But again, the best fullback on the day. Every day he's out there, he seems like he's the best fullback out of both teams. And you know, poor Dorgu. What's his name? Dorgu?
Patrick Dorgu. Yeah.
Yeah, poor guy. You know, he plays on the right, he plays on the left. It really doesn't matter. You're getting fucked up either way. So it kind of sucks for him.
Wow.
And then shout out Matthias
when
Tell,
you play with
because if you didn't see
Garnacho
what
on that
Matthias Tell said on Instagram, he said, "They said I went to the wrong club." And so he's taking a little piss out of United. That's always nice. Any player that comes to Tottenham and then takes the piss out of Manchester United, this is shit we
Apparently
dreamed
that
of as
was
children.
fake.
So
He did make the right
Apparently
choice, though.
Apparently,
Let him have
No.
it. He doesn't want trophies.
no, it's not. I don't. You could say
Yeah,
it's
you know
apparently
what,
fake. You could prove it's apparently fake.
Also,
but in my
stop it
heart,
for
it's
United,
real.
so
All
why
right.
not?
In my mind, it's real, and in my reality, it's real. He said it. I heard it from his words. He
At the end
texted
of
me.
the day,
Actually,
he did make the right choice, though. You're right.
He did. We know that. We know that. Because they couldn't even get Mainu to start in the number 9 for him yesterday because he's hurt too. So I don't know what they're going to do next. The whole Arsenal gimmick, like let's start a midfielder in the 9 or sub him into the 9. And I kind of feel bad for Ruben Amorim, if I'm honest, because I feel like he's been put in a rough situation. They get rid of a couple of different pieces, and then he's really got no options, and so he's forced to play players like Højlund. He's forced. I actually thought Xerxes wasn't too bad. Y'all had plenty of chances. Vicario coming back, I think that was a good addition. James Madison with his 2-yard
Had
tapping
nothing
and
to do with
shit
Vicario,
housery is the
you know.
epitome of Tottenham Hotspur.
So
What?
disingenuous. Had nothing to do with Vicario. Don't be
What the fuck are you talking about? That motherfucker had some really great saves.
He did
He
make
was
some
flying
good saves.
around looking like, bro, I missed him. Last time he played, we skunked Manchester City, got a clean sheet. Then next time he plays, another clean sheet. Less of a skunking and just more of a funking, but still clean sheets. You know, I don't know what it is about Ainge Chester.
Was it more like wow Vicario or like shit Garnacho?
No, that low,
was shit
bro,
Garnacho.
that
We
low
scored.
driven
Didn't
shot
even
to
hit
the
the
right.
post.
No, okay, so yeah, a lot of it was shit Garnacho, but there's two saves I'm thinking about in specific where every match, it doesn't matter what opponent we're playing, our goalkeeper is required to keep like us alive. Fraser Forrester did it in a few matches that we ended up drawing or losing or winning, but he kept us alive and he made it less embarrassing at times. So that's kind of where we've been. If Vicario comes back, now that's the difference. We still could be shit, but guess what? He can keep us alive for longer. And there was a shot that Garnacho had, I think it was Garnacho, where it was low driven to Garnacho's left. So from a goalkeeping standpoint, it was low down to his right, and it had some vim. I'm gonna say some mustard. There was a little bit of mustard on that shot, and he got down in a hurry, saved that. There was another one outstretched to his left that he got. So I'm thinking about those two saves. I don't know that maybe Kingski saves one of them, but not that low driven shot. I ain't seen Kingski get down like that. Getting down like that is one of the toughest things to do. It's a lot easier as a big man in the goalkeeping standpoint to like jump up and go diagonal as opposed to going down and stopping that bottom corner shot. So to me, I thought that was a save that none of the keepers in our team could make other than Vicario. So I think it's good that he come back. And I'm also say this. Anyone in the chat who's upset, it's okay. You probably live in Ainchester and you pay taxes to Ainge Postecoglou. And when you wake up in the morning, you say, "Oh, Daddy, can I get on Wi-Fi? Oh, Daddy, can I use your credit card to get some minutes to call my friend and talk about Roblox, you weirdos?" Sit down, enjoy your city of Ainchester. He's going to clean up the town. All right? London's next. We're still working on that a little bit. But London's next.
Yeah, that's a difficult one still.
Yeah.
London's
that's
next.
Yeah,
One task at a time.
Enjoy
One
the
task at a
victory,
time.
mate. Enjoy the victory.
Yeah, enjoy the
Hey,
victory,
that's why I said one task at a time. I'm a big picture guy while enjoying the now. And
If you
in the
can take
now,
North
it is
London first, then
Ainchester.
we'll talk.
Well, like I said, it's currently in the works.
He already
We're-
missed
we're-
two chances at North London, unfortunately.
Yeah, and was that a loss at home or at Stamford? I don't remember. We always lose to Chelsea. So.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like London, like.
Yeah, cycle down.
All right,
And you
you're right.
always
Let me
enjoy the
specify the area of London. The northern areas of London is what we're going to try and conquer first, and then we'll try and conquer the right. But back to the point. Look, the people in Ainchester, they're upset, and I understand because you're like. Spurs fans don't even like Ainge
This is all you, by the
Postecoglou,
way.
yet they
This is
all
all
bow
you.
down to
Imagine-
Ainge Postecoglou.
Imagine growing up Shik. Imagine Shik growing up. He would have been the biggest fraud to all his Liverpool friends and Chelsea friends and Arsenal friends.
100%.
We win everything. Oh my God. Now look, a Spurs fan is cooking you. Look how the cycle of life just slaps you in the face. Now you have to sit here.
I'm honestly
I
not too
felt
fussed
sorry
about
for
that.
Sheik until you reminded me of my childhood. So thank you.
Same.
Trust me,
I
I'm
know.
not
I always feel
too
sorry for
fussed about a
United
Spurs
fans until I think about like the
cooking me.
early
They're
days when it was
12th in
just
the
all.
league. Like, come on.
I also got a
That's
question for
what I'm
Sheik
saying.
real quick.
Because everyone's
This
gonna
photo
feel
right
bad for Sheik now. But speaking of childhood, this guy would have been unbearable as a childhood friend. He would have shat on all our clubs. Oh, you thought you were gonna do this? Oh, look, we won this, we won that, blah blah blah. Now look, a Spurs fan is cooking you. And you wanna know what's so hilarious?
But this is the no. I still have a
Chelsea,
question.
Chelsea in between still beat us to some league titles. So Lewis would have still been.
Yeah, but
He would have won
Chelsea
the
fans
league
don't like
titles.
Man United, by the way.
Yeah, we were shameless of
Because of
everyone. But when it
because
came
of
to
those
you, like, it was
grounds,
like
yeah.
the two kings fighting, and we never fucking win. Never.
Sheik, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So this photo, was it from yesterday or was it from the other time, or was it from? Well, the first time I guess it was Ten Hag, so it couldn't be that first one.
That didn't work. Should have thought
Yeah,
that one through.
it's just a photo.
Which
of
one
him
do you
being
think it
attacked.
is? Because he reenacted. I saw this the first time we stomped up on Ruben, And then the second time we stomped up on Ruben, he reenacted this very same photo. So it's like, it's fun. Those kids when they have that photo, it's like daddy and baby doing something silly in a photo, and then they reenact it 20 years later. Only it's just the same stresses for Ruben Amorim now, but it was only a couple weeks difference time. But I'm just gonna say this: that motherfucker want to talk a whole bunch of shit. No, hang on, Ruben Amorim want to talk a bunch of shit. Oh, respectfully, yeah, you are at the bigger club, but why the fuck ain't y'all been able to beat us for 3 years even before that dusty-headed manager guy here? He talking all this and that. Every week it's all this and that. He's changing things. Like, I feel sorry for him, and then he opens his mouth and talks utter bullshit. So then he can fucking hold that, just like Pep. And Pep's hurting himself. You go against Ainge, you want to hurt yourself. Ruben Amorim is in the I'm about to hurt myself.
Okay, Jacob. Yes,
I want to say one thing. Let me just say one thing. Sorry,
won more trophies.
I need to say one thing.
FA Cup.
I need to say one thing, and then
are you living in the past, or are you talking about yesterday?
I'm not living in the past, but that's something that we've done. We can talk about.
Yeah, so you're living in the past, then. That's what sounds like.
That's actually the past. Actually,
that is the past, but it's still something that we have done in these past 2 years, even in our worst ever time.
You have become everything you've hated.
I'm not saying that. I'm not.
You've become a history merchant like Liverpool fans. You want top 4 like Arsenal fans.
Last season. It was still with the squad.
You spend money like City. You have become everything.
Yeah.
You hate. Man United.
It's like I was like, yeah, well.
Okay. 1 second, Jacob. I want to say something. Guys, where is this new era bullshit coming from? This culture of feeling bad for? Since when do we do this whole I feel bad for? I don't feel bad for no one. I hope all these fuckers clubs just rot. What do you mean I feel bad for Shik? I don't feel bad for Shik. If I was Shik's childhood friend, this guy would have been annoying as fuck growing up in the playgrounds next to him. Man said, feel bad my ass. There is a Liverpool fan that Sheik grew up with that this guy annoyed the shit out of him, and I'm getting revenge for Sheik's childhood friends that he fucking annoyed the crap out of them at school. And man's telling me I feel bad. I don't feel bad. I hope United gets liquidated. I hope they cease to exist. I hope that football club finishes 20th. I hope we don't see them in the Premier League again. What's this whole feel bad nonsense? I don't feel bad. Ruben Amorim's walked into this job. David Moyes didn't get any of his players. He's won 3-3. Everton Football Club won 3-3, and got a draw against Liverpool last ever Goodison derby. He didn't get any of his players. This guy on the top right has had to listen to his fan base do Ainge out, Ainge in the whole season. He has had about 3 million injuries. He's playing random midfielders and centre back and shit. You know
what he said? You know what he said in the post-match? He said, I ain't getting no sympathy cards from no coach. So who gives a fuck about Ruben Amorim and his injuries? Exactly. He said that verbatim. Who gives a fuck about Ruben Amorim's injuries? I ain't got no sympathy cards, so I got zero sympathy for y'all bitches. You did it 1 game. Now try doing it for 3 months, just like I said to Liverpool. They had 1 game where they rotated as much as Tottenham does, and guess what? They fucking got stomped by Plymouth Argyle, the goddamn Mayflower.
Yes, and this is the problem. They had a bunch of kids on the bench, right? Let me show you the difference between a manager with balls and a pussy. Ruben Amorim. Jurgen Klopp brought on a bunch of kids we have never heard of in our whole life. I didn't know McConnell. Forget Lewis, Shik, and Vator and Jacob. I didn't know who McConnell was. I didn't know who Bobby Clark was. I didn't know Jayden Dance. I didn't know Luis Kumas. I didn't know none of these kids. They're a bunch of academy kids. They all look like Tom Little. I don't know any of them. You get me? I'm just saying, I just don't know any of them. He brought them on at a Wembley final. He brought them on away at the Emirates in the FA Cup 4th round. And you, Mr. Sheik, your manager, sat there with Højlund and Garnacho dropping.
I was actually
Højlund and Garnacho dropping all-time stinkers. And he's got like Obi Martin on the bench. He's got a bunch of bring a kid on. The kid will at least try some shit.
Look, I've never actually seen Obi Martin like that. I've only heard of him on Twitter. But when he came onto the pitch, I was like, that's a big bastard. And we're conceding opportunities for somebody. If a young kid sees the opportunity, he might be able to, sometimes even with Tottenham, it was the same thing in one of our cup competitions where it was like, all right, the senior players clearly aren't getting it done. Throw on some kids. And then they all started scoring. And so it's like sometimes the kids are the hungriest because they're eager for that opportunity on the big stage. Everybody's watching. United are losing. So you bring on a kid. I think it was a little, I don't know. I have a hard time being like, oh, the manager should have subbed it this time or this time because if I felt that way, why don't I become a manager and then make those damn subs myself? But it does seem a little bit, maybe give him more than just stoppage time to see if he could do something. Yeah, that was a big. The
100%.
frame on that motherfucker actually intimidated me through the TV. That guy's bigger than I thought he was, and he didn't get much time. You got to give a kid a little bit of time to get acclimated to the speed.
Look,
I think Shik has a lot to say. I want to hear what he has to say as well.
In regards to yesterday, I said it in my match reaction. Majority of the blame for me was on the manager. As of late, it has been on the manager. People who have been criticizing the manager, criticizing the manager, I think it's justified for some of the things that we are seeing. Reality of the situation is if I ask any of you guys when Ruben Amorim was stepping into Manchester United, you would have all told me that you would think that he would do better than Ten Hag. Yes,
hell yeah,
100%, right? Exactly. So the fact that our league position has dropped quite a lot. I wouldn't necessarily saying we are playing worse because I see a clear system and I see a clear style. However, it's going down to player profiles. And I've criticized him specifically for lineups. Last week against Leicester, didn't understand why he played Dorgo on the right-hand side. He continues to pick players like Højlund. He continues to pick players like Dalot, like Garnacho. That was when we didn't even have an injury crisis. Now we have an injury crisis, technically, going into this game. Mainu's out. Ahmad is out for the season. Euro was ill. Christian Eriksen was ill. Ugarte wasn't available. We had to play Casemiro a full 90 minutes when Casemiro hasn't started a single game for Ruben Amorim so far. We have all these issues, right? And the thing with me is that how is it that we haven't improved as a team? This manager, and I'm not getting on his case where I'm like Ruben Amorim out, but I have concerns because I was also part of those group of people who thought things were going to improve with Ruben Amorim stepping into the club. When I say things are going to improve, definitely better than 15th in the league. We've lost like Hassam, you said it, 8 games out of 12, our last 12. That's terrible. And look at some of the teams that we played yesterday. I'll say this.
That's genuinely a relegation form, by the way, not even being
exactly. And
genuine.
the games that we have won, we've had a couple of those weeks where we had a good result against Liverpool at Anfield. We knocked out Arsenal of the FA Cup games. We've had good results so far, but league form has been terrible. Like, we deserve to be in the situation that we're in, where we are in the table, just based off of our league form. Lost to Brighton at home, lost to Bournemouth at home, lost to Forest at home, lost to Palace at home, almost lost to Southampton at home if it wasn't for Amad Diallo, who's now injured. So what are we going to do now for the rest of the season too? It's a mix of a cluster of everyone's fault, to be honest. Like, Ruben Amorim has some sort of expectations. This team, as bad as we think it is, trust me, they're not 15th. They're not a 15th place team. They're playing absolutely terrible. It's like they don't know each other out there. Simple finishing. Garnacho doesn't know how to finish in that situation. Absolutely terrible. And Dalot, time after time, these players have been given chances. But Ruben Amorim consistently continues to pick them. Yesterday's game, bar some of those chances, I thought we could have still scored. I think in the second half, we still had an opportunity.
Yes, you could have. Yes, you could
100% we could have. So why would you not try to make the change early on? Bring on Chido. We're 15th in the league. It's not like a top 4 race is in jeopardy. Or if you bring on a youngster during a top 4 race, you're going to derail the top 4 race. We have nothing to lose. We are 15th in the league. Bring him on. And at this point, the reality is, I know the players are shit. They're absolutely terrible. I know our board at times is incompetent. The only person I can look to in terms of any sort of hope to try to turn things around is our manager. He's just a guy who stepped in, who I'm supposed to believe in his first season, buy into the system. I have bought into the system. However, when it comes to picking profiles and picking the right players to help himself out in this job, I don't think he's doing the best job currently. And I think that's in turn hurting him more. With how my board is, with how Ineos have been moving, all the decisions that they've made so far, what is to say that they don't end up sacking him at the end of the season? In 2 months' time, by March or April.
I don't think they will.
No, but Hassam, if we're only a couple of points above relegation zone, you know the fan base is going to be in absolute turmoil. Facts. In April, if we're in that position, because that's technically worse than Ten Hag. The same people, these fans, some of them who like to rep Ten Hag still, are going to be in full voice, because technically that is worse. So, we're 18th in the league in April, with a manager who we think is better. I ask all you guys, Ruben Amorim coming into United would have been a better manager than Ten Hag, and all of us would have said yes. So you have to ask those questions for sure. That's why I think a lot of the criticism towards Ruben Amorim is justified. Now, it depends on what they're trying to do with the club. Are they trying to do this whole thing where let's try to clear out everything, cut costs, then give the best platform for Ruben Amorim to succeed in the summer, which I still think that's not that's not capable of working out. You're then saying that you have to buy 7 or 8 players in the summer to get Amorim his players. What you should have done is you should have gotten some players in January, and then you get rest of the profiles in the summer. But we didn't even do that. So now we're putting
you couldn't do that, Shik.
We're putting all our toys in the Prem though. Like, yes, we could have accepted the offer for Garnacho. Garnacho, the way that he plays, he's not even worth 30 million. And we're sitting and valuing him at 60 million for Chelsea. You accept the first offer that you get.
Thank you.
Like, also, Vator, it's not hard.
That guy is even on your list is sackable by itself.
Vator, it's not hard because
in due time.
In our previous regime without Ineos, we signed players like Wout Weghorst on loan, just a striker on loan, who was, you could say, was just a person in our squad, but he helped us lift a Carabao Cup that season, and we needed a striker at that time, and that actually in turn helped Marcus Rashford be on the goal-scoring form that he was that season. And it's one of those things that we can't explore loan deals out there. You're telling me there's not a single loan deal that we could bring in by just paying a loan fee, be it 5 or 6 million, and we can't, come up with some sort of like wage structure for that. I refuse to believe it. And that's why I think it's more inclined with how our board has been moving, how our owners have been moving, that it's clear that they're trying to clear out a lot of the things, clear up the wage structure. Marcus Rashford just signed a contract last season that Ten Hag awarded him, 300K or something. Bruno Fernandes has signed that. Antony was on high wages, obviously 90 million that we signed him for. They're looking to phase out all these things before they look to buy players, I guess, which I still think is wrong. If I ask you guys, go rebuild the team in 2 seasons, you're not going to go into the final window of the last season to buy all your players, all 11. You're going to try to split it between all different windows. And that's what I think they need to do. If the solution to the problem is get Amorim his players, I don't expect them to get 8 or 9 players next season, because that's realistically what we need. That's realistically what we need. All our players, majority of them are shit. A lot of them are not profiles for this system. A lot of them are not good enough. They've shown that they can't play in a back 4. They can't play in a back 3. They're just terrible. Need to go. Likes of like Rasmus Højlund, likes of like Garnacho, likes of like Diogo Dalot, just not good enough. Guys who've been at the club for a while too. Garnacho, you can say, is an experienced player in the squad. He has over 100 appearances. When is this whole young gimmick going to stop for him? He's been given ample amount of time, and it's always the same issue.
Garnacho ain't
which is decision making.
Garnacho's been part of a World Cup squad, a Copa America squad. He's had plenty of experience in his life.
That's what I'm saying. He's had a lot of experience in his life.
Is just a cop-out,
it's terrible. How many more chances is he going to get? There's one thing that I hear, if it comes to some sort of promise that you see, there's no promise that you see in his ability, because always the issues that he has is decision making in the final third. Not able to make a cut pass to Højlund, or not able to just finish. Can't even hit the target. And that's your favorite side. And how many times do we talk about this? He had a similar game against Leicester. How many sitters did he miss against Leicester? Literally last week. And then I have to look at the manager, because you're continuing to select these players and you're giving them a full 90 minutes. Like, you don't even want to bring on a Cheeto. What's the worst that could happen in that situation? We look like we're going to get a goal. Exactly. Nothing worse than Garnacho. So look, I'm not at this point where I'm solely blaming Ruben Amorim for everything. I like this system. I'm seeing improvements on how we played under Ten Hag. Yes, the results are saying a completely different thing, which I agree with. We have to be able to get results, because if you are this great manager who was unbeaten before you got here, was doing well in the Champions League as well before you got here, but you're not able to get any sort of result here at United with this run of form that you are in, you are statistically our worst ever manager. Statistically, the amount of losses that you have had. So it's one of those things where I want to believe in the system, and maybe it comes to a thing where maybe we have to wait until Ruben Amorim does get his players. However, your time here is earned. You said it yourself when you got here that your time here is earned. If priorities have shifted for the club itself, where the club has conveyed a message to him that it doesn't matter what you do this season is a wash, Premier League is a wash, go and try to get something out of these players and further facilitate your system with this squad of players, and we will try to get you whatever you want in the summer. I think that's a very bad way of looking at it, and it's a massive risk to take, because some of the players that we have loaned out, by the way, they're loaned out, they're not gone from the club. So this summer, again, we are going to scramble to try to get Rashford a club, to try to get Anthony a club. We're going to try to get players out, but then also worry about getting 4 to 5 players in the club. And it's going to be a shit show. And this is literally just what it's turned out to be because of the decisions of our regime. They messed up by keeping Ten Hag in the first place. These men have literally been rectifying their own mistakes since they've gotten in the club. Ineos, yes. They have been rectifying their own mistakes since they've gotten in the club.
Can I ask you a question? I want to ask you a question, but before you get to and it's mentioned as well by Mad Gimme. First of all, let me just do this. I checked again thoroughly about the interview. It's fake clickbait. My bad. Big up to you. I don't even know who the Mark guy is, but Salah will outsmart him anyway. Big up Mohamed Salah, the Egyptian king. Top goal scorer and top assister in the league. My guy. Man United needs more than a rebuild. This is what I wanted to ask you about. They need a mental change. The players are dropping heads faster than... Pause. Astaghfirullah. P.S. as a Norwegian, I rate Odegaard. Let me just say this, and this relates to this question with Mad Gimme. Do you think this whole get him his players thing is a cop-out for some of the results?
100%. What? Okay, so get him his players. Well, how many players are we talking about? 11 players. Are we realistically sitting here and thinking?
Yeah, but that's what I'm asking you, because if we're saying get him his players, that means... Like what? Get 6, 7 more players till you see results? That's crazy.
No. But no, my issue with that is that get him his players is cool, but it's how we're going to approach it now in the summer. Are we realistically going to look at the summer to get 6 to 7 players in, which are fit his profile? What we should have done, we should have tried to get them in January. That's the issue. Is that we can't realistically sit here and expect all of a sudden Ineos are just going to go out and buy 6 to 7 players while they also have to get rid of a lot of the players that are currently at the club. It's not realistically possible. I don't think they can do it. So now we're sitting in this whole thing of get him his players. How long are we going to allow these results to continue with this whole gimmick of get him his players? That's why I'm looking at him. You have to somehow adapt. You have to somehow be able to find out the right profiles. Playing Diogo Dalot and playing Højlund continuously week in, week out is not going to work for you, my friend. You're going to continuously lose. You're going to continuously sit every single time on the touchline and sit like that picture that Jacob put up, trying to wonder why things are not working out. It's because you continue to play these players.
Why do you guys... Hold on. Sorry, Shik. You guys want him to go and adapt and move away from his philosophy? Is that
no? Adapt in terms of play, experiment in terms of try the youth. Don't play. Maybe if you want to play Garnacho, don't play him up front. Try him as a wing back. Try those type of different things rather than persisting with Højlund yet again. It's clear Xerxes is the much better player. If I ask all you guys right now, right? If we're comparing Højlund and Xerxes much better looks like. Even yesterday, he looked like our better player. So why is it that he's not starting? Or yesterday he did because of the injuries that we had. But previously against Leicester and the game before that, Højlund's been consistently starting. And it's one of those things where who do I have to blame to that? I know what Højlund's going to give me every single game. I know it. And he knows it too because he sees it all the time, but he continues to select them. Yesterday too, specifically, why not bring on a change? Why not bring on Cheeto during the 70th minute when you see that Garnacho is missing sitter after sitter? Make a change.
Are you seriously concerned with falling into relegation? Seriously?
I don't think we get relegated. But I think yes.
So if you don't think that happens, why not give this manager the remainder of the season, errors or not, him playing who he wants to play, and just ride with it?
To be fair, next season you'll have 1 game a week too, the way things are going. I'll watch it.
No shit, Sherlock.
No, but I mean,
it's just
they're 15th, mate. Why Europe are they gonna qualify
I hear you guys. For me personally, I have just so much uncertainty around the club. That's the problem. Is that I don't know how Ineos are gonna move in the summer. I don't know what Ruben Amorim was someone that I actually like. and I was looking forward to him getting into the club. You guys remember this? I talked about it on shows.
Yeah,
I was
you're right.
gassed. I was looking forward to it. But reality is that things haven't turned out, and I'm not just going to sit here and blindly, back him just because I liked him for whatever reason or because of the stuff that he did at his previous club. I think to a certain extent, we are 15th in the league. It's like we're definitely bottom tier. I don't think him as a manager should be bottom tier if we're going to praise him the way that we did and all the things that we said about him. I have some certain expectations from him for sure. Like, this is Manchester United Football Club at the end of the day. Like, we're not a club where you can experiment. And I think you, to a certain extent, no, but the thing is, look, Vator, controllables are his. He controls a lot of the things right now. I ask you guys, the players are not good enough. I ask about our board. Our board has made incompetent decisions. So he's the only one who I can actually look towards in terms of trying to turn things around. But even now, he's not making some of those decisions. So that's why I'm not Ruben Amorim out. I'm just criticizing him for some of the decisions that he has made. That's it. And
I hear
it's
it.
lineups and it's all these things.
Can I ask you a Judge Mo question? What's your threshold then?
Oh, here we go.
Threshold?
As in, when are you going to be Amorim out? Or what happens?
So again, that is relative to what happens if let's say hypothetically in this situation, Ruben Amorim stays at the end of the season. We get 3 to 4 players, maybe 5 players, in the summer, and we get rid of all the guys that are gone. If we are sitting around this same situation, losing games, I'm talking about
till the end of the year.
Till the end of the year.
Till the end of the season, like this season.
For me, I want him to be there in the summer. So. But
only relegation should
relegation.
That's the
relegation. Okay, that's what I would say. Relegation.
I hear it.
I want him to be there in the summer. I don't honestly think we get relegated, but
Shik,
still, bro, it's like some of these games. It's very, very frustrating to watch. If you guys do United watch-alongs, hate-alongs, whatever, you guys have seen it yourself. Our attack is terrible. Like, our attack is probably one of the worst in the league. Egal's not here, but Mikel Moreno, his midfielder, has matched Højlund's goal tally this season. 2 goals. In one game, he matched it.
Okay.
We used to talk about Højlund scoring goals, 0-16, 007, all that shit that we talked about. We now talk about him keeping the ball as a striker. He can't even stick the ball at his feet, bro. So it's like, we are one of the worst.
He's 20 years old, Shik. Isn't he 20? How old is he?
I don't even know how old he is. Probably 21, 22, something like that.
Yeah, he's a young striker.
I actually disagree with Shik, I'll be honest with you. I don't see much in Xerxes either. I think they're both crap.
No, that's crazy. I see a night and day difference between Xerxes and Højlund. Yes, there's definitely a player there. With what Xerxes asked to do, Xerxes not a goal scoring striker. If you're expecting goals from him, I think you're looking wrong. You're profiling him wrong. He's more of like a false 9 type of player, and that's why he links up well with everyone. Yesterday, he was one of our better players. There were some times where he was caught on offside or his shots were off, but he was facilitating things, trying to pull the strings, and trying to involve everyone around. But yeah,
I don't think there is a single good player you have other than Diallo and Ugarte and
Euro. You don't rate Euro.
Not now. Euro will be good in a while.
No,
Euro will be good in a while.
You know,
I think those are
Real Madrid.
Pre-pause, he's too raw of a talent right now. Is that he still has a lot of fine tuning to be done to.
Did you say pre-pause?
Yeah.
So hold on, Shik. Can I ask you this? Many United fans will say that this is the worst team that they've had. Like, this is the worst team, player-wise.
Yes.
Is that not true? Okay.
Yes.
This is the worst team. Has this not also been some of the worst financial stability that you've had as a club, even with the addition of Ineos?
Oh, yeah, recruitment. Yeah.
Great question. Let me just say one thing quickly.
Yeah.
Rent free in Chelsea fans' heads.
Hi, Egal. You're on mute.
You should update that to rent free in Liverpool fans' heads also. Because lately they've been going nuts.
I didn't edit it. That was a staffy edit. That's how A-listers was born. You get me? Big up to Egal for joining us. Lewis.
Hey, I got one W.
Hey,
Lewis finally admitted that
Lewis really thought I was gonna do the Chelsea section without Egal here.
Lewis
criminal.
finally admitted that the owners are a problem, and he did a protest.
Anyway, let's get Shik's answer to the question, and then we'll move on to Chelsea. Go on, Shik.
Yeah. To answer Vader's question, yes, Vader. I think the recruitment. If we get into the recruitment. Our recruitment has been shit since we last won the league title. right after we won a league title, we signed Marwan Fellaini in the transfer window, our only player after winning a league title, right? And then since, look, Ronaldo, as much as you want to talk about it, yes, he's a club legend, this and that. Our club didn't need it, and it was all PR. It was more so just like to sell shirts and all those type of things. A lot of the decisions that we made, we've had the likes of
Ronaldo, Bruno, and Pogba should cook. That should have cooked. That
should have cooked. But again, Pogba, why was Pogba, in my opinion, is the better player than Bruno Fernandes. We should have bought some other midfielders around them rather than buying someone like Bruno Fernandes, because what is Bruno Fernandes? What has Bruno Fernandes done since he's gotten here up until today?
You would have needed like a young Casemiro.
We needed a defensive midfielder alongside Pogba so that Pogba could advance more. But Pogba was being played in every single midfield position, as a 6, as a 8, as a 10, because we were so focused on everybody else in our team.
Now you're
again,
15th.
no vision, and now we're no shit. Like, we are 15th, but it is what it is.
Let me ask you a question.
Go on.
Let me ask you a
You
question.
don't want to talk about Chelsea? Lewis only has 30 minutes, Egal.
No, it's okay.
All right, let's talk about Chelsea.
That's a spicier topic.
No, I want to
Sheik,
know.
don't worry, we got time, Sheik.
No, listen, forget
We
the
got
battle
time.
of mid. I want to talk about Chelsea. That's a sexier topic, isn't it?
We got future.
Amarim's a big boy. He can make his own.
Yes.
You really thought I was going to do Chelsea sexy without Egal? How's shape? Amarim's a big boy. He can make his
Hey,
own
that's up
decisions.
to you. I got 40
30
minutes.
I know.
40
Yeah.
minutes.
I know. Don't
I
worry.
managed to push back 10 for you. Don't worry.
Good man.
So you can do 40 minutes.
40 minutes. Yeah.
Let's go, Amos. Big up to you,
Oh,
SDF.
man, you thought I was running. I ain't running. Win or lose, up the Blues.
And we'll let Lewis speak first as well. Amarim's a big boy. He can make his own decisions, is what SDFC is saying. But when you say like he's a big boy, he can make his own decisions, I completely agree with you. And that's the thing that I asked Shik earlier on. What did I say? I said, listen, this whole like he needs all his players. No manager in the universe gets all his bloody players. Like some manager will have to make do with some players. You know, like he'll have to make do with some different type of player, shit like this.
I agree,
that's why I brought up the Cheeto example.
It's not
there is no
realistic for us to
youngster
expect
in the whole
so
Man
many
United
players.
academy who would have dropped a stinker as bad as Garnacho yesterday.
Exactly,
Period.
that is my
You know
point.
what he's doing?
Tom, that is exactly my point.
Ruben Amorim coming this midway through the season into the Manchester United job. It was always going to be toxic, but he needs to get some results at least, or else.
Yes,
I agree. Yeah. Fact. That's actually a fact. I agree with you completely there. Anyway, listen. 48 minutes and 30 seconds into this video, we are going to be starting off the Chelsea section. But you guys are a bunch of frauds, because this is going to be the spiciest section of the day, guys. Make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel. Guys, we're not even at 200 likes yet, ya akhi. Shik was almost going to cry on the stream. Jacob is making phone calls, putting up PNGs. Come on, guys. Entertainment. Vator actually spoke for longer than 10 seconds. So make sure you guys are liking. Make sure you guys are subscribing.
It was a doctor's office, so I'm sorry. I did have to take that phone call.
It's not even crying, though. That's the thing. It's just
flyby
acceptance.
comment. It's just a flyby comment. No, I'm the asshole because you're calling the doctor. It was just a
Well,
comment.
you know, you want to fly by, but I'm more of a drive-by kind of a guy. You know,
You're more of a like anti-helicopter missile because you just brought down the whole flight, you fucking bum. Fraud. Love. Big up to Jacob for making a phone call to the doctor. Anyway, Lewis, talk to me, brother. Talk to me.
Do you need a doctor, Lewis? I just got off the phone with one if you need one.
Ask me by the end of this because I'm gonna go for a little while. But yeah. So I thought last week was going to be our worst performance of the season, and then Chelsea went right back to the same ground and said, "Hold my beer. I'm gonna make it 10 times worse for you." I was told we were going to make changes. We were going to try for a different approach. I didn't get a different approach. I got the exact same shit and an even worse result at the end of it. We started pretty well, the same way Chelsea always do. It don't even really mean shit at this point. But we started pretty well. Got the ball to Palmer in the right positions. But instead of passing to guys like Neto, who had like acres of space, he decides to just spam shoot and hit seagulls. Then you have Noni, who backs out of a duel that could have led to a 2v1 transition against the goalkeeper, all because he just didn't really feel up for it. And then he got injured, which also, funnily enough, we actually are going to miss him because without Nicholas Jackson, he's the only person that's going to be making direct runs in behind and actually testing the goalkeeper. Now, we concede the first goal because we're doing something that I've seen us do a while and I don't get, where we give the goalkeeper all the space and time in the world in the first phase, all while we're playing a high line. Talk about an easy way to just get done by one ball over the top. Seen it happen a lot of times against Manchester City, and I'm seeing it happen again now. That is something that is a continuous problem, and that's something that the manager needs to work on, because if we're going to be passive in the first phase, drop the line back. Why are we still playing so high up? Everyone's going to say, oh, Mitoma won all of it. Yeah, it looks great and everything. Why is he being allowed to take the ball down like that? Why? Chalobah, look, you're my guy in it, but you know what? You've come here and you haven't moved the needle. You've just fit in perfectly with our centre-backs. Just as error-prone as the next one. And I'm surprised that Tosin was the one that got dropped out of all three of them. Because, like, in the last month, I'd say he's been the least of our problems in terms of centre-backs. And I mean least very loosely, because all of them are just a bozo mistake waiting to happen. But here we are. So we try to get a little bit more aggressive after that point, but all it does is just expose the fact that the way that we're playing just isn't working, especially without Nicholas Jackson. I keep saying, for all the bad finishing that Jackson has, no one is causing problems for centre-backs, driving the ball forward or pressing the same level that Nicholas Jackson does in that attack. And like, our athleticism is just nuked without him in the starting lineup. We tried to play through the wings. Neto just decided to get bodied by Lamptey. And personally, I've had enough of defending you. You wanted to go and do the whole this and everything after you scored your last goal. Okay, perform. Don't get locked up by Tariq Lamptey to a point where you lose so much confidence you don't even want to get into aerial duels with him. You are literally taller than him. And you're not even that tall. And you don't want to get into aerial duels. Are you taking the fucking piss out of me? Then we try to play the ball out the back again. We fail. Colwill's touch basically has all of the defense in a bad position because it hits the post and comes out. They bag a second goal. It's an absolute mess. Then we get into halftime just doing the exact same crap we did in the last game. Just losing the ball in the wings for fun, or just Cole Palmer spamming shoot. We get to the second half. We concede the third goal because Levi Colwill is literally just a soft pussy. Like, I swear down, this guy is just driving me fucking insane with the fact that he constantly will make a mistake or get bitched and then look at the referee to try and save him. Oh, cool, give me a foul. Give me a foul. Also, by the way, I would like to say it's great consistency from the referee that weak-ass push didn't get called. But Enzo's equalizer got ruled off because of a similar sort of push. But whatever, referees will be inconsistent. We know the drill.
How about Egal?
I don't give a damn. So we get to the third goal, which is all because Levi Colwill decides he's going to spend 30 seconds sitting on the ground with his hands up instead of actually helping the defense. And then they go and they score right off that position that he should have been in. It's not the first time he's been lazy. There's another one where I've seen him literally jogging back in transition from a corner. You've got Cucurella busting a gut. You've got Caicedo busting a gut. Chalobah as well. And what's this guy doing? Slow, brisk little jog. Slow, brisk little jog. I'll get there one day. You fucking...
Who's this? Who's the one jogging?
Colwill.
Oh, I know the moment you're talking about
fucking
as well.
squad.
Yeah.
He should not be untouchable. Drop this guy immediately. He'll be a good centre-back in a year or two's time. Fine. He ain't ready yet. So you don't need to be playing every week. Put Tosin in there with Chalobah and we'll just see if that one works. Because until Fofana comes in, we're going to be a problem in transitions. And this leads me on to Maresca. Because, look, I get it. You have been fucked over by the last two windows. But ultimately, this ain't working. Not with the amount of injury. Well, the injuries in the areas that we've had and the fact that we don't have the replacements in those areas. It's even more baffling now that we went the whole of last season without a fast defender because Fofana was injured. And then we decided to still not buy one. But here we are. With that situation in mind, drop the fucking line back. Because I get it. Rigid system. It's been working the first half of the season. That's fine. But like, if we don't have the correct tools for this style of play and you're going to keep doing it, it's just a little bit too Ange for my liking personally. Like, none of this high line for life bullshit. If it don't work, it don't work. Drop the line back a little bit. But here we are, and I'm also holding you accountable for the last 2 games against Brighton, because fact is, you had the first match, we were crap in the final third. You said you were going to change things up. You didn't change things up. And we've now gone into 2 games against Brighton, a meaty Brighton side, where we've had 1 shot on target. 1 shot on target. The whole thing about playing the line high and not having a press up front, that's a problem. That is a fucking problem. At the very least, you're changing the players earlier, but that's the only real prop I have for you over the last couple games. And before that, still starting Robert Sanchez has already been a problem that we are now trying to rectify. And also, the mentality. Man discarded last week's game just to get embarrassed this week. You got to remember where you are, man. You got to remember where you are. But, like I said, he's not even really my main point, because my main point comes down to the sporting directors and the owners. And before I start, I already know what the narrative's going to be. Sam's going to come in like, oh, you didn't say this shit last season. Yeah, I'm saying it now. I said from the moment that Pochettino got sacked, and you can go back to the sacking stream, I pointed my finger right at the camera and I said, sporting directors, owners, my focus is now on you. This season, if I don't reach my targets, it is now on you. And what did these guys do? They waffled relentlessly about how top 4 wasn't a target, even though they said last season that top 4 was a target. They had to change the expectation from top 4 to top 6 because Pochettino wasn't going to get that. And then when he did get sick, they sacked him anyway, because he didn't reach the targets. Now, Maresca's being told all season to go and say, top 4 isn't a target, top 4 isn't a target. And then today, because they've heard about the protests, these men want to brief Fabrizio Romano that, no, top 4 is a target, and it's always been a target this season. Well, if it is, how about you move like it? You man spent 200 million. Egal, let me land, please. Let me land and you can go. Right. So you told us that top 4 wasn't a target, but we can't get a front of shirt sponsor because we want to wait for the UCL money. You now only want to brief it because you already know the pressure's onto you. But you didn't use the 2 windows at all, and you didn't build on the Chelsea squad that should have got top 4 and should have got the Carabao Cup. Now we've got teams around us that have strengthened, and we haven't strengthened to the right amount. You man spent 200 million to tell me that the squad has no targets, and then you loan out the majority of the depth that we have. João Felix to AC Milan, Renato Vega to Juventus, Disasi to Aston Villa, who, by the way, you rejected a 6 million loan fee for to accept a 5 million loan fee. You fucking idiots. You didn't bring back Santos. You didn't bring back Leslie Ugochukwu. What you decided to do instead was bring in a Mugu to help Strasbourg next season. I can't explain to you how dumb and how big of a red flag that decision is. We need midfield depth. What do? You bring me a midfielder that Maresca comes out and says isn't good enough for this club, but he's here for next. Mugu, Matisse Mugu.
I've never even heard of him.
Exactly. He's there to go to Strasbourg in the summer. That's the only purpose. We spent more time this window focusing on Strasbourg than ourselves. And the summer, you brought in a bunch of players that you're trying to get rid of. The goalkeeper situation still isn't sorted. We still don't have a standout centre-back. We still don't have a Fofana replacement. And we still haven't got a proper striker. But it again leads higher than that. Igbali, this is your model, this is your directors, and everything that you have done, you have enabled over the last 2 years. You are the ones that keep pushing for 2 sporting directors so you can remain hands-on and you can have control and you can be the one to make the last call. Wage structure is on you. If we don't get top 4, I don't give a fuck about your wage structure. Go and get me the players to do it, because these players have been here for 2 years and they haven't been able to reach that mark. So, look, I am not going to be manager out before these sporting directors, because there is no fucking way on this planet that I can see them have to go in for another manager. Sorry, you had your last chance with me after Pochettino got sacked. I ain't trusting you lot anymore. They have to be the first one to go. And if that means the new sporting director comes in and he says he don't rate Maresca, he wants a new one, fine, whatever. I don't give a damn. I don't care. But you had a squad that should have got top 4 and should have got a trophy last season, and you didn't build on it. You just tried to lower the expectations as much as possible, and now you've realized that nobody is falling for that shit. Nobody is falling for that fucking garbage. The fact that Matt Law's coming out and saying that there's more pressure on Maresca than the sporting directors is a fucking embarrassment. It is an absolute embarrassment. You decided after seeing all the weaknesses and all the red flags going into the January window to do nothing. To do nothing. So if I don't get top 4, it's on you lot. It's on you lot. When it comes to players, there's not a single person that I could praise in that match. Not a single one. They were all garbage. Pick one. They all weren't good enough. Noni, poor mentality, then got injured. Neto, just the most one-dimensional fuck I've seen. Spurs. Sancho needs runners around him. We surrounded him with runners. We stopped doing that. Enzo, barely noticed him too much. Caicedo nearly got a red card. Palmer was garbage, and Kunku was a ghost. Chalobah, bozo. Colwill, bozo. Cucurella struggled on the left-hand side. Gusto, for his season, probably had a better performance. And Jorgensen, you're my guy in it, but the third goal, you can't be getting beaten at your near post like that. In spite of Colwill just being a bitch, you can't be getting beaten at your near post like that. So, yeah, I think that's me got through everything. So I'll leave that to you lot.
All right. Does anybody else find it funny that Lewis is complaining for the first window that they didn't spend 230 million euros? Who else finds that funny? Put your hand up, because I find that hilarious. For these guys, stop. You don't find that funny? Shik, the man, his team.
Oh, you call him Staffy?
And Clearlake have come in. They spent 630 million euros the year end. The season Enzo signed when he arrived that season. The following season, they spent another 464 million. This summer they've spent this summer in January, last January they spent 276 million euros, and this is the first time where in a January window where they have not signed anybody, and Chelsea fans all of a sudden want to get banners out, want to lose their absolute heads. I think it's hilarious. It's laughable that you've spent so much money in the last 3 to 6 windows under this ownership, spent way more than any other football club. Some clubs haven't spent that same level of money in a decade, and you're pointing at the transfers. I find that hilarious. Now,
it's called accountability.
You previously pointed out the managers, understandable. You've previously pointed out that some of the players are not good enough. But Lewis, out of your own mouth, earlier 2 weeks ago, you were counting people's apologies. So do we get Lewis's apologies for saying this squad is as good as any other squad in the league? Do we get Lewis's apologies about saying 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, on A-lister number 2, telling me that your defense was going to maintain the levels after 2 years ago, you told me your defense was going to maintain the levels. Since then, everything I told you has come to fruition with your
take from 2 years ago?
Yeah, because this is A-list.
Defense.
I could play the video. You told me 2 years ago when Staffy was on the stream also, and Hamza was on the stream. You said to me, you know what? It doesn't matter if we have an inexperienced defense. We have a shell. We know what we're going to do. We're going to keep it up. And it didn't end up happening. And constantly...
when Staffy's on
but I could have told you I was wrong about that time ago.
Constantly, you keep changing your tune because you keep realizing what we're saying is correct. But at no point do you say, you know what? I put my hand up. You were right. So I was right about the defense. I was right about what do you call it, Todd Bowley and these guys, and the ownership being
Igbali.
Not your ownership not having a plan. I always called it out because
you keep picking the wrong ownership guy. Go for Igbali and Clearlake, like I've tried to tell you for the last year.
Chelsea's ownership group have always looked like they had no level of direction. They first went win now mode with Tuchel, sacked him, brought in another guy, sacked him, then went young, and then in that process of going young, overspent on the likes of Enzo, who's a luxury player, Mykhailo Mudryk, who they didn't really do their due diligence. They just tried to steal Arsenal signings. and some of the other players you made, and you Chelsea fans made it out to be as if all your signings and everything you guys were doing was a master plan, and you know everything, and you guys are better at doing business than everybody else, and you guys have broken the transfer market and figured out a way to outsmart everyone in the world. And this is the way to do things going forward, or this is the way you guys are going to do things, completely blow up a team and rebuild so quickly to a level where everyone else is going to be like, wow. But
well, in terms of some of the transfer moves, like amortization and stuff, like that wasn't the problem. The problem is the players that you brought in.
That was cutting edge.
I'm not talking about amortization.
Yeah, like
I'm talking about the way in which you guys did your transfers, getting in all these players. You thought you could just hoard all these talents. I seen an image earlier today of your team on paper, your attack on paper. I'm not gonna lie, it did look good on paper to start the season. But football's not played on paper, bro. Some of these guys, I never knew how you're gonna get all these guys minutes and how they're all gonna fit when it doesn't look like you guys have a direct identification of what talents you need in each area of the pitch. You've spent all this money, you still don't have a balanced attack. You still don't have you still don't have a quality defense at all. You've signed 7 goalkeepers, which you've already called out. So be fair. And then the main part I want to get to about all of this. A couple of weeks ago, we had an argument, Lewis. If I'm not mistaken, it was episode 67. I think after the Man City game.
He's come with acceleration.
After the Man City game.
Exhibit C,
right?
Exactly what
after the Man City game, this is what happened. We were speaking. If you can screen share it, we were having a conversation, and I said to you, Chelsea's defeats are predictable. And what did you say to me? Here and saying,
it wasn't the goalkeeper. 15 shots, 1 on target. You're waffling.
Dean Henderson had an amazing game.
You're talking about the game at the Bridge. Are we really going back to the Palace and Ipswich games again?
No, Lewis. What we're doing is we're showing you that there's a pattern in how you lose games, how you face defeats, how you drop points. You've consistently been dropping points in the same manner throughout the season, and you want to deflect on you want to deflect because you're saying, oh, we've had a good offensive performance. It's just our goalkeeper. Oh, we've had a good offensive performance. It's just our defender. We told you.
How are you comparing both Brighton games to Ipswich and Palace?
Because we told you if your attack doesn't score 4 goals, you're so shaky at the back. You're gonna lose these games. Teams just have to shut you out.
And I told you of the Palace game, we had 15 shots and 1 on target, so it went down to the attack.
Why
you were trying to say that we didn't win those games because of how well the opposition played. That was your argument for the
No. My thing is
it was.
No,
it was. Your episode. It was. Ipswich defended sensationally well. That was your argument.
I've been saying since then.
What are you talking about?
Under Maresca and Chelsea, since people have figured you out, there is a blueprint on how to beat Chelsea.
See, I can hear that, but using the Ipswich and the Palace games is the wrong evidence.
1 second, I have the evidence. I've said that then, and I'm saying it now. You want me to play the goddamn video?
Play the video.
Egal.
Play the goddamn
One
video.
second. Listen to what Shik said.
Target, you're waffling.
Dean Henderson had an amazing game.
She can say shit.
Talking about the game at the
Just
Bridge.
sit there.
Wait, can I say something real quick? Egal.
Oh, okay, here we go.
Blueprints. That means what I'm guessing is you're referring to the opposition manager classing Maresca in those games. I don't think he's done that. I think Maresca has.
The Fulham game was definitely outclassing.
No, but
I mentioned,
bro, I was struggling on that show. What's going on there?
You didn't even let him finish, and Hussam had to talk over his speech anyway, so I still didn't hear what he said.
Shik was here. Hussam, you were there. Jacob, you were there. I mentioned.
Shik is always backing his ass.
I mentioned this numerous times. I mentioned blueprint.
I didn't even get an opportunity to speak.
I think teams go into games now versus Chelsea, and they know. You stay in the game with Chelsea, you're gonna have a chance to come out of this game with 3 points because
and that's the thing I want to point out now.
No, wait. I've said that for weeks myself. My argument for you in that episode was you were using the wrong games. Ipswich was not the right game for that because it came down to us. Palace came down to us.
Lewis,
but you're still bitter because you lost that argument. You tried to bring that back now, and you're still wrong.
No, Egal. Let me just say one thing, Egal. You are right in your overall point, but you're wrong in using those 2 games because those 2 games, it was their forwards. I can't even lie. But back to this topic. a lot of what Egal said is true. Now, first of all, when it comes to Lewis watches my content, obviously he already knows the shit that I was about to say. So when he's talking about the Win Stanley and Stewart thing, I did say it last season. So one thing Lewis has already said that
Yeah,
he
you
now
know what?
admits.
Fair play, you were correct about that. So.
Yeah, he did say he admits it's not just Pochettino, it's the people upstairs as well at fault. But regardless, I don't want to have a Pochettino debate because, like, you know, we're never gonna agree on that. And
Never.
Oh, but Spurs fans want to throw their hat in there. Oh, I love Pochettino.
Jacob,
oh,
not everything is about Spurs.
Oh,
Not everything is about Spurs. Not everything is about Spurs. No one gives a fuck. Can we talk about Chelsea, please? Very important
Oh,
topic.
but I can't
Anyway,
just
back
sit here
to
and
the
twerk for
topic.
Poch.
Back
like
to
all
the
these
topic.
other-
We did your mid-table clash like an hour ago. Back to the topic now. Mid-table,
was
bottom
fun.
table. Anyway,
don't win
when it
enough
comes
to-
to Chelsea, I think now we have to come to the stage where we have to ask, what the hell is Enzo Maresca doing? And as much as I last season said the Chelsea fans should back Poch, I also say this season that the Chelsea fans should back Maresca as well. I'm not changing my opinion just to spite Lewis and piss him off, and I'm not changing my mind just to, you know, just to be edgy. The one who have to pay is Win Stanley and Stewart. Those are the ones that have to pay. Guys, Alejandro Garnacho was linked with a £60 million move to Chelsea in the January transfer window. Whichever stupid bastard in the Chelsea board thought that that's a good idea need to, like, literally be directly, like, removed from his job. Whichever guy it was, whether it was a scout or Stanley or Stewart or whoever. That at the same time does not exemplify from what we're seeing from Enzo Maresca. And the thing that makes this bad is the following. They lost to Brighton twice. And you know what makes this whole situation even worse? The second time they played even worse than the first time. Tabi, you bozo, you've seen live preview in front of your very own eyes 5 days before, and you come back to the Amex and you play even worse than you played the first time. Like it wasn't this bad the first time. And I think with Enzo, from his perspective, because I already acknowledged, I was the first person to talk about these directors and all this. Like, I've cussed them out. Egal as well, to give him credit as well, he cussed them out. But when it comes to the manager, you have to also try to control the things that you can control. Change things around. Put Palmer right wing. Play two up top. Change whoever's in midfield. Do something different. You know, play different players. You know, experiment. And at the end of the day, the problem is he is not trying anything different. Maresca pulled up with the same losing thing that didn't work 6 days later and was only exposed even worse. Now, I do disagree with Lewis on the first goal, but fair enough. I'm not going to go there. The second and the third goal, Chelsea were absolute rubbish for. First goal, I'm just like, you know what, Mitoma, that's just elite. But the other two, I'm like, yo, some of the defending that I am seeing is just absolutely crap, to be honest with you. And this is where now we have to land. I have to land the plane here, and I have to say, it's so funny seeing like Chelsea PR spin to the right and come back and then spin to the left again. Because what Lewis said is right. If you guys noticed, probably 4 days ago, it was top 4 isn't the thing for the season, you guys. Habibi, didn't you last season say that you sacked Poch because he didn't meet the target when he finished 6th? Tab, you're 6th right now.
All after
And then-
briefing 3 months before that they lowered the target from 4th to 6th.
Exactly. And then
reverse Poch
now,
seat.
because they hear about this whole blue co out and all this stuff, like the big protest plan, they're coming back and saying, oh, top 4 is a target. So which one is it? Because your own manager sat there in a press conference and said
Look,
that top 4 is not a target. And all of a sudden, it is a target. You can't send mixed messages to fans because now the blue co out folks have even stronger
Bring
stuff to
Abdias's
tell you.
comment up. That was an hour after Poch got sacked. That was on.
No,
the
I
hour.
remember that. Yeah, I remember that because
Now,
know-
now they want to bring to yesterday. Oh, our idea was Champions League this season. That's what they want. Shut the fuck up. You have tried to downplay that all season, you fucking bums. Now that there's pressure on you and nobody is even giving you lot time anymore, everybody's turned against Clear Lake. Everyone's turned against the directors. Oh, no, our idea was always Champions League football. Shut the fuck up.
And
Fucking
on
Yes.
top of all this,
Man,
now
justice
it
for
makes
chill
me-
guy.
This
That
is what I'm
guy
gonna
died
mention.
fighting.
Oh, he's
What was his
definitely not
reign?
chill anymore.
Was it
Chill
6
guy.
months?
I was
How long
doing
would
I
Chill
had
guy
2
live?
points in the bag.
He wins in 10. You want him to be chill? Chill my ass. He
Yeah.
ain't chill anymore. He ain't chill. Now, let me just say this. This brings
Chill
me back
guys
to the point.
protesting.
At the time,
Chill guy,
one
that
second.
dog got put down, bro.
At the time of the sacking of Poch, I said that I don't think it's just the targets. I said it's the fact that I think he called out the board and the fact that he knows that the club is headed nowhere. So he called them out, publicly criticized Stanley Stewart, the scouts, the direction. And that's why I think they got sacked, because they wanted a yes man. And Maresca is proving to be a yes man in front of our very own eyes, because he is doing exactly as
Well,
they say. Yes,
the whole-
I will say exactly what the club will say. And if you tell me the top 4 is the target, I'm gonna say it. If you tell me it's not the target, I'm gonna say it. And that was for me the overarching point with this whole conversation. I personally, can I drop the bomba? I think Poch walked. I don't think Poch
He
got
did
sacked.
walk. That's clear.
Genuinely,
He had a better
if I
opportunity with
honestly want to say
USA.
something,
Come on.
I genuinely think the guy just walked. I don't think he got sacked.
No,
Because
but
he wanted probably a bit more transfer control in the summer. You know, maybe dictating things to these like
clone.
6-year,
I won't say
7-year
he walked, but
contract.
I think he knew his job was like he was leaving at the end of the season.
Maybe
Yeah, that's why he called
He
out.
was
That's why he
talking
called them
shit
out.
about the owners the last
Maybe
3-4 weeks before he
I
got
am not
sacked.
the manager.
Yeah, he kept calling them out. He kept calling them
Yeah,
out.
but
So that's the thing.
At the end of the season, there
That's
was
why I
still
was so assured that he was leaving. I was like, you ain't talking like this if you're going to be here next
Yeah,
season.
he ain't
You
gonna
must be
stay.
gone.
He ain't gonna stay. Guaranteed,
Yeah,
Maresca will not
the
do
red,
that.
white, and blue
He
was
will
singing to his soul.
Nah.
That's what it was.
He's a straight
He
yes man, and I already knew what we were getting
Yeah.
with him
I
anyway.
think he is a yes man.
What's
and
this
that's
whole
why the
notion
final
with the
point-
yes man thing? Like it's a bad thing. Everyone has
No,
someone
I'm
that
not
they
saying
fucking
it-
report to and they say yes to, right? Like you, Hassan,
I'm
when
not saying
Terry
it's a
says, "Hey,
bad
this
thing,
shows
it's
at
just I
this
know
time,"
what
you
it
say,
is.
"Yes, I'll be there," or "No, I won't."
No, but that's
It's
not
like
called
everyone
yes.
says
I'm not
yes.
saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying I know
called
where it
yes
is
man.
with him, so I'm not going to listen to
having a
anything
talk.
he says regarding the ownership. I know where it is.
Yes. And I want to say one last thing on this point. You want to know what makes this whole conversation worse about Champions League football for Chelsea? Number one, there are 5 positions for Champions League football. And number 2, it's the fact that Bournemouth and Forest are above them. This ain't about City, Arsenal, Liverpool. Bournemouth and Forest are above you in the top 5 spots. That's the thing that makes it unacceptable. And that's just the reality.
Man City's
Also,
catching up too.
There's one more
Newcastle's
thing.
catching up
There's
as
one
well.
more thing,
catching up.
guys.
We're ahead of them.
If
Okay,
they-
Tottenham on the
Wait.
rise now. Don't
Newcastle.
say, "Hey, come on."
If they dare
hell
to
is
lose
it?
the conference,
Tottenhm
league,
on the rise now.
if they
We're
dare,
You
getting
don't even
redemption
believe
for
that. Let Egal talk. You don't even believe that. Stop
Guys,
it. Stop.
if they dare to lose the conference league, forget about top 4.
Oh, wow.
Because the conference league, the way Lewis has been speaking about the conference league, the trophy's been in the bag since the summer.
Yep. If you lose that, Lewis,
You're not
oh
losing.
my God.
I keep saying it. I dare them. I dare them. I'm too stressed to really think about a scenario where we don't win that. But I dare them. I fucking dare
That
them.
response is hilarious.
You know, it's
I
2
dare you
teams,
to
huh?
lose.
It's 2 teams, Fiorentina, Betis.
Oh, let Anthony be the one to knock
Anthony.
us.
Oh. Yo, he's had 3 man of the match.
Anthony or David
3
De
in a row.
Gea. Either way, I'm good. Don't. No.
He
That
can't
goal he
stop
scored
scoring
this
for
weekend
Real
was actually
Betis.
fire. Yeah, that goal he scored this weekend was actually fire. I'm not gonna lie.
He has 4
That's
man of
true.
the match in 4 games.
Is it so?
Yeah.
Is it United that kills players, or what is it?
It's a given, man. We know
Well,
players
to
who
be
leave
fair,
United
you
go
know.
and play well. Rashford just hit the
We
post.
might
with a free
get
kick.
Betis in the next round as well.
Marcus Rashford just hit the post with a free kick this weekend against Ipswich. I have never seen him do that.
And
It's been a
Villa
long
equalized
time.
from it.
Yeah, it's been a long time since he's done that.
Yeah,
at
Lewis,
United
you're right.
for-
You
for
might
sure,
get Betis
so.
in the first knockout round. That's great.
Yeah, it's Betis, Heidenheim, Copenhagen, and someone else. No, Shamrock. One of
If
them.
you guys
You
forget
lose
about the
that
league,
conference league.
forget about the
Oh
league.
my
If
God.
you guys find a way to fuck up in the conference league and get knocked out,
By Anthony.
I wanna
Game
wanna
winner.
protest the day after. The day after.
That's mad.
Because it's a
and you know
Friday as
something?
well. Man can pull up after work.
The crazy thing is that Lewis, it's very understandable that your one element in your team that's still solid is your midfield, but the part of your team that was keeping you in these games and winning you games was your attack. With Jackson out, Felix sold, and some of your players not hitting stride, what do you expect Chelsea to do? You can't defend for anything. You can't win close games. How are you going to win games with your attack being this poor?
This is
That's
true.
up to Maresca
You
to
have to-
figure it out. Drop the defensive line back a little bit and figure out some patterns of play to get us making more chances. Because one shot on target in 2 games against Brighton is a straight disgrace. So
No,
it's up
but-
to you. Our attack isn't so lightweight that you can't make something of it. You just
No,
have
but
to
your
figure it out.
second best
But my
attacking
thing
player
is like,
injured.
how do
Your
you
second
spend
best
so much
attacking
money
player
and you
injured.
don't sign another
What?
striker? Like,
What was that? What was that?
Your second best attacking player is injured, and he said you don't sign a striker, you guys are screwed.
I know,
Because,
this
like,
is why my
even-
first
even-
thing's more sporting directors than the manager, but Maresca still has to figure it out. And if you can't, well, be more defensive then.
With
Don't
what?
play the high line.
With bozos.
I hear that.
All the
Maresca
more
will figure it
reason
out.
to drop back, no?
Like
You
throughout
can't.
this past game, I thought he should have switched Sancho and Neto, their sides. I think it could have made a difference for sure with the way that Sancho was being isolated on that side.
I think.
Think
I
him
Let it
against-
go, Sheik. Let it go.
I
Let
could
it
hear
go.
that. Or even
No, what do you
Sancho.
mean?
Or even Sancho
Sancho's
in the
been
middle,
asked
Palmer
for
on
like
the
Okay,
right.
Hussam, the point is, there's no guarantee of what could have happened. However, it's you still trying things, and I think that's what the issue is, and that's the issue that I had with my manager this weekend too, is that he didn't try.
Like
anything.
Arteta with Moreno.
And-
Bro, he
You're just
did
allowing
try. Okay,
things to
Amorim
happen.
has tried.
Well,
Don't
Arteta's
start
Not
doing
this
that
weekend.
to Amorim.
Not this weekend. He made
You know
no
what's
subs
so
until the
obvious?
90th.
Well, he doesn't
minute.
have Mainu to
Jake.
play in the
Okay,
9.
can we go back? Can we go back to something quickly? Lewis got mad at us early in the season for comparing his team to some of the other teams in the league. So let's play that game again. Obviously, you can't compare yourself to Liverpool.
Oh, Wolves. Now I want to
Right?
do Wolves.
Okay, so you can't compare yourself to Liverpool, Arsenal. We know that, right? As for Nottingham Forest this season, categorically they're a better team than you this year. No debate.
They've been
Are you gonna
performing
debate
better.
Are you gonna
They've been
debate that?
performing better.
Okay, fair. They've been better than you though. For majority of the season, I would say. Man City, even
Yeah,
though
the
they've
table
been,
talks.
Man City, even though they've been terrible, still beat you, if I'm not mistaken. And
Yeah, both
But
games.
not Ainge.
and you can't really chat to them. You know the funny thing is you're level on points with Bournemouth, but I would say they have better defenders than you.
Centre backs, you could make the argument.
They have better defenders than you. You have better midfield than them. And at this moment in time, I think their attack might be better than you with the injuries you have.
Honestly, Barcelona, I don't really pay attention to any.
Newcastle,
Justin Clyburn.
Newcastle are behind you by 2 points. They have a better midfield, in my opinion. They have one of the best midfields in the league, if I'm not mistaken.
Unfit Lavia, maybe you could make the argument.
They definitely have a better attack than you currently.
Fully fit Lavia, I'll fight Newcastle. In the
They definitely
midfield.
have a better attack than you, no debate. And defense, let's not even joke about that. Their defense is clear. I'm not going to talk about Fulham.
But they also know when to defend and when to play high.
I'm not going to talk about
we
Fulham,
need to
but
do that.
Aston Villa, sitting in 9th place, I would say pound for pound is better than you. Are you going to debate
How?
that?
I think
Yes.
Let's break it down.
Yes.
Let's break
Yeah,
it
I
down.
will, actually.
Let's break it down. Their attack overall, I think their attack is better than you. They have a better goal scorer in
They might have better depth, but like in terms of their
their
forwards, I
defense-
only rate their strikers and
their
that's
defense. Their defense, their goalkeeper is one of the
Anthony
best in the
Gordon's a
world.
good winger.
Their
it.
goalkeeper
No,
is
we're
one of the
talking
best in the
Villa.
world. Villa, their goalkeeper is one of the best in the world,
Yeah,
and
Villa don't
automatically
have good
in that
winger.
defensive.
Yeah,
that
they've only
makes
got
it
good
much better.
forwards. Their wingers have been garbage this season.
If I'm Maresca, I do one of two things. Either I go defensive now or I go offensive. Go with
Yeah.
Neto. Go
Like
with
Palmer on the
Neto
right.
and
Palmer on the right.
go with Neto and Madueke, both direct wingers. Playing Kunko up top. Put Palmer right wing. You have to change something because
Yeah, you gotta.
your next game, funnily enough,
Hello.
Mr. Lewis, speaking of, is Aston Villa
Villa.
away. Speaking of
Mhm.
speaking of better than
Well,
you,
apparently,
know?
Yeah, I
well,
can't
apparently
lie.
Villa have
We
no
play
fit
every
centre back, so we'll see what works. Our timid attack or their lack of centre backs. We'll
I
find
know,
out.
but they still have Emi Martinez.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
I'm not gonna lie.
That's
Their
Go
their
back
attack
to
will
the
be a
goalkeeper,
problem.
they can
Bro,
bring up-
Emi
Their
Martinez
attack will
got
be a
carried to a
problem,
World
bro.
Cup, but we
No,
moved.
but I'm saying Emi Martinez is gonna like get
Like,
Villa out of problems. You know what I
Watkins
mean?
is gonna give
where
Cole a
where
problem.
Sanchez,
for sure.
if Chelsea go
Sanchez isn't
defensive-
my starting
guys,
goalkeeper.
Imagine Chelsea going defensive.
Sanchez
for
isn't
45
my starting goalkeeper.
Okay, whatever your goalkeeper.
Sanchez isn't number one anymore.
Whatever his
No,
name is.
Jorgensen.
Yeah.
Jorgensen.
Thank God.
This is your third goalkeeper.
No, second.
Okay, whatever.
Should have just kept
However-
Petrovic. I think
Yeah,
we
we
should
should
have
have.
kept
He's the
Petrovic.
best
However
goalkeeper
many
in League
goalkeepers
One
you
right
guys
now.
want to mention.
Should have just kept him. He was
Clear
fine
on
last
passing
season,
numbers
too.
out of everyone in that
Chelsea-
country. But here we are. We
He was
decided
alright
to
last season.
develop him.
I
Do you-
said you should have kept Petrovic from
Yeah,
the
you
Lewis,
should have
do you
kept Petrovic.
trust-
Yeah, just bin off Sanchez, the fucking idiot.
Lewis, Do you trust your team
Sanchez
playing
defensively.
defensive for 45 minutes if you have a lead?
Do what?
Do you trust your team defending a lead for 45 minutes?
If they've dropped back, probably, yeah. Depends on the opposition.
Fair.
Playing high up's been the problem. They get caught out on transition a bit too much.
Fair. Anyway, let me just do these super chats for Lewis has to hop off so we can talk about the other clubs. Egal, equal definition of Arsenal fans' arrogance with 0 trophies is what Arjan is saying.
We can't have a conversation about football? What the fuck?
Oyland, 20 games,
that's
2
crazy.
goals. Xerxes, 25-3. Moreno, 17, 4 goals. Lol. All games in the Premier League. That's the most embarrassing stat. Man
Moreno has a
United
better
are-
finishing rate right now than Foden and Cole Palmer.
That same Moreno is playing better than Odegaard too. I'm pretty sure. I think he has more goals. And
Bro, we'll have a conversation about Odegaard. I don't mind
Did you say
replacing him.
rate?
Yeah. I'm
Better
just saying
scoring
that.
rate?
Like that comment you're talking about, Hoyland and Xerxes. We know about these players.
United are
There's
in
no
the
point mentioning my club. There's genuinely no point. Like,
Yeah,
we
that's why I
give
said
it.
Xerxes shit as well. Anyone else
There's
like
a
it
lot of
better
points
than
in
I
Egal?
still think he should be
United.
playing though, but we still need more. 100%. I don't think he's the
Yeah,
first.
okay. So you're just saying which shit stinks less. Anyone
As of
else
this-
like
Yeah,
when
never mind.
Egal,
Never mind.
you're not going to win this week. You just lost to
Never
Spurs.
mind. Yeah.
I had
Never
to sit
mind.
in silence last
Yeah, bro.
week.
Ipswich didn't even lose to Spurs. Hold that.
Did I drop points last week? What is he talking about?
No, remember
But they
when you
might
said
this week.
50 pounds super chat and you'd be quiet? Ed sent it last week.
Oh yeah. Ed, if you want to send another super chat for
No,
Ed,
no. Relax, easy, man. Not every day you're gonna be quiet for money.
I'm
Habibi.
joking, I'm joking.
Did you not flip flop on Arteta's? What Mo Behta's saying?
No, you can change your mind. I never flip flopped. I said Arteta lost the dressing room, which he didn't, and I said, you know what, I take it back. He didn't lose the dressing room. These guys still believe in him. Hence, I believe in him.
I think using that logic, Mo Behta, which is weak logic, we're all flip flops, except
Nope.
Jacob and Vator, because Vator is wrong and strong, and Jacob is wrong and strong. But we've
There's
all
a
admitted.
difference as well
Wait, Egal,
between
you believe in him
flip-flopping
for
and
what?
assessing reassessing
remember
a thing
when we
whenever
lost
new
to Man
evidence
City?
is brought to light.
Remember
Like
when we lost
in a
to Man
court
City?
case. Well, hang on, Egal. You've been talking for about 25 damn minutes. All right, I'm just trying to say, and this is
Damn.
in defense of you. When there's new, I just want to get one goddamn statement out. That's not in the Spurs section. I'm saying in life, you're not a flip-flop if new evidence is presented and it now is forced you to reassess your opinion. That just means you're a critical thinker and you can use what is called your brain, and it doesn't make you a flip-flop. I think in this online world, people are so quick to say, "Oh, you're a flip-flop because you were Arteta in or Arteta out," and it's like, well, he's basing it off of the evidence of the locker room mentality. So therefore, to me, that's not flip-flopping. That's just reassessing your opinion based off of the evidence. Like, you know, Chelsea used to be chill guys, and now Lewis is saying, "I dare you to lose." Fuck you. So, you know,
By the way,
duality.
I was
Lewis on Twitter has been fucking elite. Let me tell you,
I've
every
seen that.
time
That's so
Jacob gave me
funny.
this idea, every time, like, you know, you're going in for a long one, I'm just on my phone, just reading Lewis tweets, and this guy is cussing out every fucking person. He has used the "see you next Tuesday," he has used the TWAT, he has insulted people to the point of no return. And I love it.
I want to
to
run
I
the
saw
pop
what-
revisionism while talking about standards. Yeah, you're a bitch, bruv.
I literally
Yeah.
saw one today midstream during this stream where Lewis called
Yeah,
someone a
yeah,
good
bro. I
boy.
know it's
I was dying, absolutely dying. He called someone a good boy.
Lewis
That was
is
so
fucking
funny.
Because when I'm
honest.
angry, man, I got time to cuss anyone out
Oh,
if you're
man,
talking.
that was
to
so funny.
Lewis,
So
just
funny.
I love
just-
that.
I love
When
it.
I'm
give
angry,
a-
anyone can get
just
it.
be WWE content
Ju-
creator for the last couple. of years.
Just before I leave,
Yes.
I'm gonna bring this up quickly, just for that prick, man. So we're in game week 25.
What is he bringing up?
This was where we were this time last season in game week 25 when they talk about Poch, suck out, dickhead. Now, with that in mind, I'm out. So big up everybody. Hope you have a good evening.
Well, that's an exit plan right there.
Fair
Mo!
play. 10 points difference.
Back for you, Egal. It says, Egal, you said sack him with no trophies, and now you say keep him with no trophies.
Oh, that what they're talking about that. Yo, that was a stupid oversight from my side. Looking at
okay.
Liverpool and saying writing them off. Writing off Liverpool was a bad calculated mistake from my part, and I'm not gonna dictate how I feel.
Okay,
about
Hassam wrote him off too.
I'm not gonna dictate how I feel about my team
The whole world
based on-
wrote us off.
based on Liverpool and other teams. Right now, I believe Arsenal
do
are
a
the
2-hour
best.
stream of refs for you.
I'm
Hassam.
gonna
What
say
are
this.
they for you?
Let me just say this. I believe Arsenal right now are one of the best equipped teams for the future, and I'm not gonna just throw that away because I thought Arteta was gonna do better this season. I think he's been doing a
Let's
great job.
go,
I think
Lakers.
Arteta has actually been doing one of the best jobs in his career this season, managing the issues that we've had.
Okay.
I hear you. See, that's your explanation right there, Mo Behta. Anyway, big up to every single one of you guys. Make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are subscribing. We still have Arsenal, City, and Liverpool to talk about. So we're just going to combine the three, most relevant clubs in one topic. So big up to all of you guys. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're yet to do so. We've got about 15 more minutes. And then we're going to wrap this up. So big up to all of you guys. Like, subscribe. Guys, we're not even at 300 likes yet. You guys are a bunch of frauds, honestly. We have like 800 people in here. You guys are a bunch of bums, honestly. Hit the like button. Yalla. Frauds. Anyway, City, Arsenal, and Liverpool. I'm going to start off with you, Habibi Vator, because you need red carpet to talk. Oh, here we go with this fucking cringy bullshit. Oh, my
What's cringy
God.
about it?
Talk to me about City.
You like Egyptian players. Why are you reacting like that, Usam? You love Egyptian players. Listen.
No. I'm
No, you
Jordanian. First of all, I'm Jordanian. Do you want me to call you
don't-
American?
You don't love Mo.
Do you want me to call you American?
No, you don't love Mo Salah.
No, you said you love Egyptian players. I don't.
Yes,
I love
you do.
Liverpool players.
Do you
I love
like footy
Liverpool
Judge
players
Mo?
who are Egyptian.
Okay. Oh,
That's
sorry.
like me
Footy
asking
Judge
Jacob,
Mo.
do you like
You like-
Austrians now? Just because Danso played in there. He doesn't know anyone else but fucking Danso from Austria.
Vamo Austria. Fuck yeah.
I've heard you. I've heard you.
Did you
praise
say
a lot.
Vamos Austria when they speak German?
Is that Arnold from Austria?
Forza
Italian.
Austria.
That's Italian. Go ahead, Vator.
Siempre.
Right.
Siempre.
Listen, well, I don't have much time, so I'm
That's
going
Italian as well.
to speak on my club. Apologies, I didn't mean to categorize that you love Egyptian players. You just love Liverpool players, and you don't cheer for Mo when he plays for Egypt, if I'm clear. So when we look at what's happening here and this game that just happened, we had to do a madness in the January transfer window. I see the faces of Egal and Shik and obviously Hussam and everyone complaining that their club didn't spend enough in the January transfer window. I mean, Jacob always looks like that. But when clubs haven't been spending, my club saw a reaction in how poor we were performing and said, you know what, we got to rectify it. Omar Marmoush was one of them. Kosanov was one of them. And may I mention, Nico Gonzalez was another one. These three players all played in this game versus an important Newcastle. What a performance, guys! Was there any hate alongs? Was there any love alongs? What was going on over the weekend? I'm not too sure, but what I love to see was the hat trick that this man was able to perform. What I love to see was that we're a different team from what we were, suffering the 1-14 or whatever that record was. Even that moment with Pep falling back that way, we're a different team from that day. And I got hope. I got hope for what the rest of this season is. I just want to be top four. Yes, Standards FC, all you guys, top four is not enough. All I want is top four. If I don't get a trophy, I'm okay with that this season. Get me top four because I know what it means.
All I want is Salah new contract. Let me ask you the $1 million question because you're evading it. I can tell you're talking about top four. No, there is a question.
You're cutting me off.
There's an important thing.
Ederson.
Can you mention Wednesday in your monologue, please? It's very
I'm
important.
gonna get to it. Why
Thank
are you
you.
rushing it?
No, I'm not rushing you. I'm just making
You are
sure you
rushing
mention Wednesday.
No,
That's all I'm saying. We ain't
I
gonna
will get
skip
to
past that because I need you Wednesday.
I will get to it.
No.
This guy's
We
rushing.
need Madrid on Wednesday. That's what we need.
No.
Yes,
Come
we
on,
do.
City.
We need Madrid.
Come on, City.
Go on.
Go ahead.
Hello, Madrid.
Listen,
Hello, Madrid.
Come on,
this-
City.
The short-sightedness with regards to Wednesday, I'm gonna get to. But this game, Omar Mamouche looked like he meant to play for Manchester City. You know that I'm not gonna call him a fraud. Many people call him a fraud, but you know Judge Mo. Shout out on that drop points the other day. Judge Mo had to say, you know what?
Shout out
My
Juventus.
Egyptian brother, I don't think he made the right choice going to Manchester City. I don't think Pep's going to get the best out of him. I think City's wrong. You know what, Mo? I want to hear the apology loud and clear. I want you to understand that Pep has always made it a point to adjust his system to what's best for the club and the players. You think false nine was what Pep wanted? You think he didn't adjust when we got Holland? Pep's been doing this, right? Egal's all upset about Raheem Sterling playing for him now, looking like he's terrible. Look at what Pep got out of him. Pep will get the best out
The
of
Brennan
Marmoush.
Johnson on steroids, yeah.
Bro, man had him in his prime. Let's not do that. Raheem Sterling.
Bro had 20 plus tap-ins.
Chelsea had him as
He
well. What do you
20
mean?
James Madison
Chelsea
type
did not
goals
have
in
him in
him.
his prime. You had him in his prime, bro.
Oh, and a year later he falls off. Okay, well, I don't want to get sidetracked. But Omar
Scoliosis
Marmoush,
is a real thing, Vader. Of course, you can fall off within 12 months.
okay, well, that's not what happened to Sterling. He went to London, and for whatever reason, whatever's in the water over there, his power has left him. When he was over in Manchester, he was good to go. But let me talk about this game.
A tap-in.
Jace McAtee also gave me a goal.
performance enhancement. Is that what you're accusing him
No,
of?
I don't
They
know.
had a very
if
good
water
system
over in London.
at
I
City.
don't know.
Had very good players around him at City.
Exactly.
That's
And the atmosphere, we're not very toxic. We encourage our players. We support them. We cheer them on. It's not, it's not doomsday.
I didn't see that with Kyle Walker.
Yeah, I didn't see that with
Kyle Walker.
Mahrez
We said
either.
thank you, Kyle, and
your
wish you all the best.
No,
What
no,
did
no.
you say
for Mahrez?
Before he left, there was photos of him being compared to terrorists and all sorts of stuff.
Oh, you'll have some fans that move that way, but not the majority, like at some of your clubs. The majority are loud. There are few are loud over at Manchester City.
Cook those
I just want to. Oh, guys, you're going to keep cutting you off. My whole point with regards to this game,
fans, bro. Allow it.
I have 15 fans, and we're doing good. All right, the 15. Please hit that like button right now. Increase the numbers by 15. Show me that you're watching. All right, now 4-0 Newcastle. It was a 6-pointer, guys. It was a 6-pointer because I'm looking over my shoulder trying to stay in this top 4. That's what I want. All right, Egal's smiling. He's all comfortable taking shots at City because I'm not that strong this season. Husam's chilling. He's not smoking as much now because he knows the only club he's got to worry about is Arsenal, and that's not really a thing. So this season, get me top 4. Also, let me get a little stronger. I think I can do something. I know I'm 1 goal down versus Real Madrid. I think I can do something, guys. Let me play for penalties. Let me get a goal. Let me defend for my life. Right? Take it to pens and see what happens.
You remember your penalty record.
Do I remember it?
Just make sure Bernardo doesn't take one.
No, Bernardo's not going to take one. In this instance, we're going to have Holland on the pitch. We're going to have KDB on the pitch. We're also going to have Omar Marmoush, this man on screen right now. I think he's going to be a difference maker.
Actually, did you say KDB on the pitch?
They're going to have some players back too, I think.
One second. Did you say KDB on the pitch?
Yeah, they're
You
going to
know why that's
players.
perfect for me? If you
They
play
have some
150
players back.
minutes, because I play you Sunday, mate.
Hold on, guys. He
Yeah,
said
yeah, I know.
KDB on the pitch. Advantage Real Madrid. That guy's finished, mate.
No, KDB's not playing a full 90. I want him subbed on. If it's going to go to penalties, I want him subbed on, be a difference maker, and get me some goals. Now, you guys all think that what we've been early in the season, what we're going to be moving forward. I can already see the changes. I can already see the difference. Nico Gonzalez, he had 97% pass completion, a record for a debut. Amazing.
Oh, you said that with an accent as well. Nico Gonzalez.
Yeah, Nico
Come on,
Gonzalez.
Vator.
¿Cómo estás? Now, when it comes down to what we do moving
I say,
forward,
how are
guys-
you? Say, how are you back? You're supposed to say bien, bueno.
Why are you? Yes.
Muy bien, muy bien.
Muy bien.
Yeah, muy bien, like very good.
Thank you.
Well, where Vader's from, they just say Suri. Oh, I'm Suri for
we
that.
Say pardon. We say pardon. We speak French.
I'm Suri.
No.
I don't know what that was about. I didn't mean to do that.
Silence. 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 Now, I got, guys.
Qu'est-ce que c'est français?
Je parle français. Très bien. Et vous?
Oh.
Je suis bien.
I ain't trusted the French since that movie.
He
The
knows one
Patriot.
statement, you fucking fraud. Don't even lie. Je m'appelle Hussam, je suis Jordan. Yo, everyone knows that shit, bro. Oh, you speak French a little bit.
Oh, buongiorno.
That's Italian.
Okay, he
No,
said
that's
it's better.
Italian.
It's good. It's all good. No, guys, listen. I think I'm advancing in this Champions League. I think I'm gonna do it.
Oh, oui.
I think I'm gonna do it. I know there's some injuries over at Real Madrid. I know Hussam says, he wants the weaker competition to advance because he thinks it's better for his hopes. He doesn't want Real Madrid in it.
No, I just want the Black Magic Club eliminated. You should know that more than anyone.
Yeah, but here, see, listen,
excuse
all I'm
me-
saying
the
is here you
excuse me
guys
magic?
are
The what?
testing the heritage of Real Madrid and the
Bro,
Champions
that's
League.
football
All
club
of
in the
you have
Champions
done
League.
it.
Are you guys mad?
I would.
You still haven't learned from the last 5 years. I want Madrid out at all cost. I don't give a fuck if it's whichever club.
Well, they have the backing of the Spanish government, so good luck fighting an entire nation.
That's what City have to do. Wednesday.
Come
on, City.
We have to do it on Wednesday. We have
It's
to
not
do it.
happening.
Hey, good luck. Good luck.
Yeah, good luck. Mbappe's literally finding goal scoring.
Wait, isn't Liverpool playing on Wednesday?
Yeah, we're playing Villa.
against.
Yeah, I'm watching that. I want to see the.
So they're playing Wednesday.
home or
And then
away?
we all play on Sunday. It's gonna
Villa
be
Are
away.
you gonna take
Villa
notes of all referee
Villa away.
decisions again, so you can tweet about them?
Yeah.
Are you gonna
bro.
take notes of all
By the
referee
way-
decisions so you can do an hour and a half stream
Guys,
with Sam?
Guys,
And break
you
down
guys-
film?
Yeah, I must have to say.
Egal, no,
After-
don't let him. Don't
Yeah,
let
yeah,
you
yeah.
press this
Slow. I
motherfucker
didn't
about the
actually-
refs.
Let me talk about
Hell
that.
no.
After you call the referee's mama whore, you're not allowed to speak about refereeing decisions.
That's crazy.
Bro,
You guys
he
talk
did
about-
worse than that. I don't care what he said or she needs to swallow. Who gives a shit? What I care more about is the hour and a half of a show he did where he's like, look, guys, you see here? The referee is right there. And it's like, bro, yeah, okay, he got it right, he got it wrong. Like,
This is the
you did an
same
hour and a
thing
half of
with
bitching and
Oliver,
moaning about
Michael,
every referee
Oliver,
decision.
This is
Jacob's
the same
rolling
team
of the
that
R's is
awarded the
very
most
good.
penalties in the
Very good.
league and the second least penalties against
Every
them in the
single
league.
one of them is a penalty, literally.
Bullshit.
Really? Which one wasn't a penalty?
Soft ass penalties that other teams don't get.
How are we talking about?
Soft, which penalty is soft? Name the soft penalty.
Let me go through them.
Yeah, exactly. There you go then. If there was a
He
penalty,
said, let me go through them like he has a file with all
We'll
of them
talk
in
about
there.
Liverpool a
And-
little later and Jota's diving. But guys, one thing, because we can't dismiss this. We need to acknowledge it because it is special. All right.
Thank you.
Pep
Lion.
made it a point. Pep made it a point. As great as legend as Joe Hart was, our keeper, he said, you know what? You're not going to work in our system. Pep went out and got Ederson. Ederson now solely holds the assist record for a keeper in the Prem. He keeps showing us the quality of keeper that he is. I'm cherishing every day that I have because I think he may not be a goalkeeper for us next season. I think he might move on. But look at what he
Who
did.
owns
That
the
first
clean
goal.
sheet record for a forward in the Premier League?
Who holds a clean sheet record? I haven't been
For a
tracking.
forward in the Premier League.
Who holds a clean sheet record? I have no idea. Probably a
Me
Chelsea
neither.
player.
Me neither. Point proven. Big up though.
What do you mean point proven?
She just said he holds the assist record for a goalkeeper. Like that means something. Who
It
gives a
does
fuck?
mean something. What are you
Means
talking
nothing.
about?
Means
Why?
nothing. I think if you're doing Ederson prop for that goal, then you're actually being disrespectful to what Marmoush had to do. Marmoush ruined that defender life right there. He deserved
Ma-
all the credit and chipped the keeper.
Yes, he chipped the keeper, but the distribution from Ederson.
Remember the Alisson assist against Man City? Do you ever see me say it's a? Do you ever see me credit Alisson or Salah for that? Because Salah turned Cancelo and scored.
Cancelo should have
Ederson-
never tried to defend that way to begin with. But
I
you
think
do
it's
give
positioning
you
of the
do
whole
give you
team.
do give
That's why
props to the
Ederson made
keeper.
that pass because it was on,
Yeah.
and Marmoush specifically because he made the run. So they,
Absolutely. And he's done it 6 times. I'm not if he done it once, okay, I get it. You're not talking about Alisson. He's done it once. But when a keeper's done it 6 times,
He hasn't done it once actually.
actually he's only done it twice. He's got 2 assists in the Prem. Alisson's
3
only got-
assists, all to Salah, by the way. Hey,
He's got 2.
3.
Doesn't have 3. He has 2.
3.
Is there? Okay, I'll look it up. But Ederson's doubled that. And he's
Why
at
are we comparing goalkeeping and assists? Where are
I
we
don't know,
going
you
with this
brought it up.
sport?
You brought up Allison. I
It's
didn't want to talk about
it's
Allison.
going to
I
the
only wanted to
shits.
talk about Ederson, but then you brought in Allison. I just wanted to
No,
talk about
I
Allison.
said give credit to Marmoush.
No, and then you brought up Allison. I didn't want to talk about him. I wanted to talk about Ederson. And Ederson is that guy. He's a difference maker. If he leaves, we got to change our style of play because I think teams can't press it the way they want to with an Ederson. I've seen a difference when Ortega's there. It's really different.
You've
And
seen it at the Emirates.
Exactly. We're a different club. So Ederson, let's try to get some deal moving forward. Just like Liverpool, they're trying to secure their great players to remain moving forward. I want to do the same thing for Ederson.
He's gone to Saudi, you know this. So smart.
I
Yeah, he's gone. He's gone.
I really hope.
Inshallah, we'll see you. We'll see you soon, buddy.
Anyway, what do you want to say about Liverpool, Egal, before we wrap up? Because I know you don't even want to talk about your club.
Oh no! Let's talk about Mikel Moreno, the best up and coming Spanish striker in the world.
What?
He's
Don't do
He's
this.
absolutely,
Don't do
absolutely did amazing. Mikel Arteta deserves a lot of credit for getting him to come on, doing what he did, changing the game, thinking outside the box. Other people are constantly complaining here and there about all the issues that they have at their club, but Arsenal's the only team that actually is giving Liverpool any pressure. And with the level of adversity we face and unprecedented circumstances we've had to deal with this season, I really am proud of the fact that we're still in this race and we're still going. And hopefully Liverpool can drop points, but we don't control our destiny. All we can do is win our games. And in that game versus Leicester, Shik and Jacob were very thankful that Arsenal won because they needed those points for relegation battle purposes. But yeah, overall,
Not me.
Overall, it was a good win. I'm happy. And can we talk 1 second about the 17-year-old Ethan? Ethan is 17 years old, and he literally.
We always hear about his age every time. Just talk about
No, because it's not normal for a 17-year-old to play that good. I think it's now becoming.
Lamine Yamal does it.
I think Lamar has made brilliance normalized to the point where you guys are expecting a 17-year-old to be performing at this level. If I'm not mistaken,
Mikey
a lot
Moore.
of your club legends were not doing this at 17, right? This is a kid at 17 years old, potentially could be doing this for a long time. I'm very thankful that we have him. I don't want to get too far ahead of it, but I'm just grateful that this kid has been performing at this level, and hopefully may it continue, because 7 goals already in his debut season right now. He's been killing it for us the last couple of games. And in that game specifically, he was the best player on the pitch. With a pitch that had so many different Arsenal players that I put on a pedestal, he outperformed all of them.
Would you say his ceiling's higher than Saka's?
I think so. 17 years old, Saka wasn't doing this. Saka came into the team at 18.
He was playing left back at the start.
Saka came into the team at 18. Ethan's already performing at a very high level.
I think Ethan's a good player. He's a baller.
I think Ethan has
however,
a better
if Saka's fit, he's not playing. Let's just be honest. If Saka's fit, he's not playing.
Agreed with Shik completely.
He's a great baller, 100%, no problem. But if Saka is playing, he's not on the pitch.
Wow.
I think he's good enough.
So you're saying is he's no Mikey Moore?
Guys, don't get me off track. Regardless, it's good to have options. It's good to have options. We saved ourselves millions.
God, I need to go get a water bottle.
We saved ourselves millions.
Mikey Moore, fuck my life.
We saved ourselves millions in unearthing Ethan and Miles Lewis-Skelly, getting academy graduates to come through to benefit us, where Manchester United are even stealing our academy graduates to try to put it into their team, as they know how good our academy has been recently and producing talent. So I got to give big up to the academy. And as for what you just said about Bukayo Saka, regardless if he starts or if he doesn't start, there is something positive that can come out of the season, even if we don't win the league. It's the fact that Ethan and Miles Lewis-Skelly have come out and they're becoming big parts of the team. And going forward, it just adds more squad depth to our team that is going to be continuously trying to push titles and go into the next couple seasons. And I do think we're currently still constructed as one of the best situations, where you look at City, they're retooling and they're trying to rebuild in front of our eyes. You look at Liverpool, they're going to be losing a couple of their big heavy hitters, in the case of Mo Salah, potentially Trent maybe, and Van Dijk is probably going to stay, and they're going to have to retool. And then you still look at the rest of the field, and they're nowhere near the level of a City, Arsenal, or what do you call it, Man City yet. So I'm very confident the future's bright, and this is just another piece to the puzzle going forward.
Yeah, but you know, we're not here for this. What do you want to say about my club? Tell me.
Bro, I honestly don't give a shit about Liverpool anymore, man.
You're such a liar. You're live tweeting.
I honestly don't
You're
care.
live tweeting for other
guys,
games.
no, because you guys are the most luckiest team in the league. Maybe you create your own luck. But the way Jota jumped, you'd think he was going into a swimming pool. I agree with Vator right there, right? The way
you guys act like that penalty was given, it wasn't. It got overruled.
No, it was given and it was disallowed. It was taken back.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's not like we took the penalty and scored.
Then
third.
you guys cried about Konate getting fouled in the lead up to one of the goals for Everton last week, if I'm not mistaken. Similar situation this game with Luis Diaz. No one said a word.
Yeah, but Simon Hooper didn't do that. Michael Oliver was the problem, because Michael Oliver is the one that called all those fouls in the Everton game. Simon Hooper let both teams play. He refereed the game very well. There was no wrong decision. The Jota penalty got overturned. There was, by the way, if anything, I don't know if you saw, but the Salah third goal could have stood because it wasn't clear offside. Just so you know.
How was it not offside? What was?
Did you see the Wolves player at the bottom of the screen? Could have played him on, by the way. Just so you know.
So did he play him on?
I think so. I think he's not more than 5 centimeters offside, which is the new leeway. So that goal could have stood.
Oh,
listen, I'll be honest with you. Second half, instead of you talk about referees, second half we were dog shit. Like, our performance was bad.
I don't think your performance was anything.
The only problem is for first half we could have scored like 3 or 4 goals. We didn't, and I think, and with Jota, the thing that pissed me off is just shoot, man. Just shoot instead of you
you could have had a player sent off also. If they want to go with the same rules.
No, because a player is not sent off for his second foul just because he has a yellow. That's kind of not how football works.
If they go by the same rules that Arsenal were affected by, they have no choice. He what do you call it?
Konate got a yellow card for kicking the ball away, so he had a yellow anyway. Then he goes in for a header. and he catches the Wolves player. That is not a second yellow worthy decision. It's not.
Debatable. Yeah, I think
It's really not debatable because players get warnings, and it was the same thing for Wolves players. They were fouling the shit out of our players, and I didn't say, "Oh, he should have had a second yellow."
We'll see. Hussam, long story short, if you do win this league, the difference is refereeing decisions. Your team's not superior.
The difference is Liverpool's quality. Mohamed Salah, that's the difference. That's the real difference.
Say Mohamed Salah 50 times, but everybody else, bar for bar, we can go there. And not,
he's the best player in the world
this season.
Yeah. So we have the best player in the world.
He's not the best player in the world. You know who is? Sadio Mane.
Jacob just
Sadio Mane.
Sadio Mane. He's the best in the world.
The best in the world.
Sadio Mane.
Mo Salah still doesn't get enough credit.
Serious?
Mo Salah still doesn't get enough
I'm
credit.
serious.
Yeah, because of people like you saying it's VAR and referees, and it's not.
No, bro.
Sadio Mane.
Liverpool, I looked at something today. Mo Salah, if you split his
Being serious.
if you split his career at Liverpool in half, he's produced similar output to some of the best players in the Premier League.
Yeah. He's been absolutely incredible. He's been absolutely incredible this season. Anyway, Jacob, if you want to go start your stream, I'm gonna just read the super chat and then wrap it up. Egal, you don't need
Sadio Mane.
Remove that bum
Why'd
from
you
the
kick
stream.
Egal? Oh.
No, don't do that. I'm talking about Jacob is the bum.
No, I thought
Egal,
you did. No, my bad. I thought you did.
No, you're not a bum. Only Jacob's a bum. Egal, you don't need to say potential or possibility. We all know your sentences are rooted in ifs and maybes or who knows.
In unprecedented circumstances.
Hey, I bring facts to the table. You guys still say excuses, so I don't want to hear it.
No, I don't think you bring. I think you bring facts to the table when it comes to every other debate except this debate, because Mo Arsenal broke it down perfectly. He's like, listen, regardless of refereeing decisions, Liverpool have played really well this season. That's just the reality, or we wouldn't be here to begin with. That's just the truth. Anyway, guys, make sure guys are liking the video before you head out. Let's get to 300 likes on your way out, you frauds. All the debates that we've had, all the conversations, we're not even at 300 likes yet. Hit the like button now. Subscribe to the channel if you're yet to do so. Every single one of you guys right now, please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel if you're yet to do so. Keep getting involved in chat. Keep letting us know your opinions. Big up every single super chatter. There's only this one show today. Nothing else, because there is nothing else for me to really just like unpack or anything. So this stream is going to take you over to United Spurs of America, who is live now for... I don't know, for some Spurs bullshit. So go spam his chat with how can we piss him off? Ainge out. That's how we can piss him off. Spam
Or
his
like
chat.
Luka Doncic to LA or something like
Yeah. Actually, no. Just spam his chat with Luka Doncic. That's it. Just copy this message. Spam it in his chat, Luka Doncic. Just spam this in his chat. And also, Shik is live on Mud Brothers, so open up his stream as well on a new tab. Both of them are in the description, so go show them both love, please. Spam Luka Doncic in Jacob's chat. I'll be spamming that as well. And see you guys tomorrow, inshallah, for the copper stream. Peace.
Love.